All right. Live. Pull up stuff. Boom. That out of here. We're in here. Go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. Goodness. Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing? What is up, everybody? What up, nerds? What is up, Sussy Baka? Suspicious characters from Among Us. Oh, jeez. What's up, guys? Quits for his own time. Yeah, this one seems real. I have a video of him crying. I think for right now we're gonna stream on YouTube in a more long-term capacity. Yeah. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Ah, man. Am I liking YouTube? It's not bad. It's cool. I like the I like it. I like YouTube stream. It's cool. I've been liking the where I've been changing my content up. I'm pretty happy with my shift. Where's my webcam? I've been pretty happy with my content shift where like I've been just kind of streaming on the main channel and then posting the clips on the alt channel. That was been really cool. Like I've been just kind of posting everything on this channel here, Papa Got Leftovers, the bits up there. And then on the main channel, I've been kind of just doing my thing and streaming on here and just leaving up the lives. I've actually been enjoying it a lot. So this is pretty much just live streams from every day. I'm actually surprised by how well it's going, considering like it's a content shift. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I like it. Watch the Keffels Manifesto. Is it that important? I'll take a look at Destiny. I think he's streaming right now. I'll take a look at his video. Is it 7 hours? It's a 3.5 hour. You think I'm really gonna watch a 3.5 hour Keffels Manifesto, brother? I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm just not gonna do that. It's not interesting enough to me. This personal issue that Destiny has with her, I do not care. I just don't care anymore. 70-30. Yeah, I didn't switch to YouTube for more money, honestly. I don't even understand how much money you make. I switched to YouTube for because Twitch is nobody's gonna look at you on Twitch. You know, like Twitch is a place that people go to for a specific creator. YouTube is just a place people go to. And then like I have a higher chance of people seeing me and stuff. I like streaming on here a little more. I can do the VOD, and then afterwards I usually set it to members only until it gets monetized. But then after that I just kind of leave it up. It's nice. It's a nice thing. It's a little more casual. I'm just chilling. Yeah. I'm just vibing. I can't defend Keffels anymore. I mean, I don't really care. You only use Twitch for see, like people don't really use Twitch too much. So are you not doing the 24-hour things for members? Well, I kind of like for me, I do the thing where like I leave it on members only after it's done, and then I wait for it to monetize. So it depends on when it's done monetizing. Yeah, the money's a nice bonus. You should set up Streamlabs so people can give money directly to you. So don't have to. Well, I have PayPal set up in Streamlabs, and it doesn't alert if you donate. Like it's in the title or whatever. Like if I go to the stream, hey, shut up, Papa Got, you fucking idiot. Sorry. If you go right here, oh, I don't have it done. Wait. Oh, I do. It says right here, tip through PayPal. It's the top one, but it's like messed up. That's why nobody's been doing it. It's the top thing. You can click on that and you can donate through PayPal. You don't have to. It's just that's what it's set to. I totally forgot to edit that, huh? I totally forgot to edit that. That's funny. Oops. The layout is abysmal garbage. What's going on, guys? Give me a second. Let me see if I can change that. Make it a little bit better. Would it just put like a space there? Save. Does that make it better? No, it doesn't. Huh. If I put like a E here. Check this out. See this, what this does. It doesn't do anything. My whole entire computer is just farting its pants right now. P. There you go. I put a P there. What if I put like a sideways caret? Can't put those in there. I can just put like a period in there, yeah? Yeah, maybe that'll be a little smarter. Yeah, so now it makes a little bit more sense, huh? So now you can just go up, tip through PayPal. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. There you go. You can tip through PayPal if you want. You don't have to. Did you see how SNEAKO deleted all his videos after the Brandon Buckingham video? What do you mean? What videos did he delete? Whoa. Wait, what? Wow. Wait, what is this? Wait, SNEAKO actually... Wow, Brandon really... I don't understand. Wait, I'm very confused. SNEAKO deleted all of his videos? What is Simply SNEAKO? Is this a new channel? What is this? He got a strike? Oh. He said he got a... Where does he say that? Oh, so he got a strike on there again, so he's down for another week? Do you have a video of him saying that? 4 hours. It looks like he's spam posting on here now. I'm so confused. Is it because he got a strike, or is it because he decided to... I don't know. It seems a little suspicious. It's because his D got leaked? Yeah, that was kind of a bad move from Brandon. I didn't like that. My understanding is it was... I think it was behind a paywall. Like, it was technically accessible. But he still brought, like, attention to it, so I thought that was kind of a shit move. It was kind of like, I'm honestly a little homophobic from Brandon, but I don't think Brandon cares. I think he's just kind of banging out. Let's see. He said it on here. I don't know, bro. He said it on Instagram. Something is free, then you're the product. That's all it says on his Instagram. Where did it say that he seek the truth through funny? How old is this? 6 days. It seems like he's taken a step back. Sub to my backup channel. SNEAKO lit. Oh, is this where he's on now? Wow. This is not doing very well. Yeah, my PP got leaked too, and I don't really care. It is what it is, you know. I'm proud of it. It's not big, but it's nice looking. I'm banned for... Oh, here's his...
Good, y'all. I'm in Bucharest, Romania, and I just got my second strike on SNEAKO.
Oh.
So if you want to find all those videos that I just deleted, go on Rumble, SNEAKO Live and Real SNEAKO on Rumble. Also, I won't be able to stream for the next 2 weeks, so I'll see you soon. I am upset about that. I'm not going to say sorry, but that's where you should go. SNEAKO Live and Real SNEAKO on Rumble.
All right, so he's moving to Rumble. What I find kind of interesting here is that he's going to play the victim so hard.
My strike doesn't expire for 2 months, so I'm wiped the whole channel and then waiting for those to clear, and then I'm going to try to get back on YouTube. But for now, that's where I'm going to go.
Damn, Brandon Buckingham like legitimately ended this man's career.
And I think YouTube, that's where a lot of people are going to go if you keep on censoring us. People are starting to wake up.
He's playing the victim card.
Bucharest is dope. You can't be sad about this. You just got to keep going.
Listen, I'm guaranteeing you this last hit was because of what he did to Brandon, where he leveraged a false like rape charge against him. Like, not charge, but like accusation. He's like, he was literally gonna... You can go watch Brandon's video. This is a code, bro. Like, people are probably mass reporting him because he found it to be a piece of shit. By his own logic, he should be in jail. So we said about women who make false accusations. I tend to agree. The only problem is when you get into the roots of it, it can be hard to differentiate a false accusation from a unproven accusation. But like this was objectively false, provenly. So like you did a bad thing, and people are pissed because they find him to be a hypocritical piece of shit. And he got banned, and now he's trying to play it off like he's like, oh, it's a censorship on YouTube. Oh no, dude, you're a pussy. You're a fucking pussy, bro. Like you lost a lot of respect. People who watched that Brandon video, that was a fucking. The thing is like the thing with this video from Brandon Buckingham that you could, there are things in this video I didn't like from Brandon. There's some stuff that I found like uncomfortable. I wasn't a big fan of. I'm telling you right now, there's no, like, this is a genuine video. Oh, whether you like it or not, there's a genuine ass video from Brandon. Nothing in this is fake, whether you disagree with him or not. Like nothing is performative, nothing is fake. Like, you know, Brandon, this situation fucked this dude up, and justifiably so. He was getting messages telling him like he's a piece of shit because of what SNEAKO did to him, until people like realized SNEAKO, it was a real piece of fucking garbage in here. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like this dude, like this is like the end of his credibility. Brandon fucking ended this guy. And you know it's not for attention, because at the end he like Brandon fucking calls out some big creators for not distancing himself from SNEAKO. So like this isn't some performative fucking bullshit that he's trying to like, you know, play the YouTube game. This is like a this is a fuck you goodbye. I mean, like with this video posting, like this isn't Brandon. Brandon's not happy about this video. You know what I mean? Like Brandon didn't want to make this video. This was like a passion project to defend himself. You know? You think SNEAKO should be real apologist, Brandon? He's not gonna do that. He's a pussy. He'd have to admit that he's a fucking... He'd have to admit that he's dishonest. Yeah, I don't like that he signal boosted SNEAKO's nudes either, but at the end of the day, as much as I don't respect that move, you know, the rest of the video is pretty respectable. You know? He talks about him deleting his videos in the comments. SNEAKO has deleted every single video from his second channel just 24 hours after releasing this video. He's really hiding it from the truth. Yeah, true. My man's fucking ended his career, bro. Good for him. Listen, I'm sure there's people who wanted SNEAKO to have his career ruined. I didn't want that, but he deserves it after this shit, bro. I'm just saying. After all the hypocrisy and shit, after this move, oh well. SNEAKO's running away and hiding like a pussy. He's not a real man. He can't really own the shit that he did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just fucking happy to be done with SNEAKO. This guy's boring as fuck anyway. To be honest with you, if it wasn't SNEAKO deleting all of his own videos, he was just gonna fizzle out anyway. He's boring as shit. Nobody really cares about. Like, honestly, like, he's just boring as fuck. He's just, I love to tell you, he's bored. He's yelled a lot. Ugh. He used to be known for being like a level-headed, intelligent young kid. Now he's just known as he's a fucking meme. It's funny. Not for nothing. People think it's funny when people destroy their careers. So, it's life, brother. I'm not watching the 3.5-hour Keppel's Manifesto, brother. I'm not doing
Ian
that.
Bauer became a member.
The fuck up. Hey, thank you so much for the membership, brother. I appreciate that. You know what I got to do? I got to start figuring out something. My wife talked about doing like a little weekly roundup with me on like just members only on YouTube. Nothing official, but she talked about it, potentially doing that. He deleted his videos because he got fucking, people were shitting on him because he leveraged a fake accusation about against Brandon Buckingham. Not okay. How do you signal boost SNEAKO's nudes? It was in the fucking video, brother. You put it on Twitter too. It's crazy, brother. You gotta go watch the video, man. I got it on my listen. I got you could watch it. You could go and watch his own video. You're better off going to watch Brandon Buckingham's own video, the Dark Side of SNEAKO. Or you can watch I did a segment on it on my main channel on one of my streams, and then I also have a segment on it right here. I reviewed the video right here, so there's plenty of places you go watch it. But it's all over the place. Should you cancel Twitch? That's up to you, brother. I might start streaming working out on Twitch. I'm gonna think about putting a routine together and doing that. Yeah, there's Destiny dropped like a manifesto on Cowboy. I don't care. Like, it's too much. I don't feel like sitting here, blasting a 3.5-hour video. Again. I can't keep watching 3.5-hour videos. It's fucking boring as shit. Love to switch to YouTube. Papa is usually live when I'm on my commute to work in the morning. It was perfect. Yeah, dope. I slept in with my wife today. We slept in together. It was fucking awesome. Let me turn my fan on. Do I think SNEAKO will react to this? Nah, he won't react to Brandon. He's too afraid. There's no way. He's not gonna man up. It's more likely that SNEAKO will lash out at like other people to try to make them seem like, oh, here's a smaller creator. I'm gonna shit on them to make it seem like I'm morally superior. He's gonna play some bullshit game to distance himself from the Brandon Buckingham shit, honestly. Yeah, we need a break from the 2 hour long. Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Let's get to the next bit here. I have 2 bits. There's the Modern Warrior bit that you guys are probably all looking forward to. Yeah, Modern Warrior quitting? No, he quit. He deleted his TikTok and his YouTube. But I think did I watch this Nico Andrew Tate Destiny? I don't care about that shit anymore, bro. I'm so over Andrew Tate. I'm so over SNEAKO. I'm a little over Destiny. You know, I'm just kind of like bored of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to have fun again. I'm ready to have fun again, dude. That's all I'm saying. I'm ready to have a little bit of fun. Do you think we'll get more videos of Mama Got? It's possible. I'm gonna talk to her. It's possible in the members only thing. She fucking hates people. YouTube people online are annoying as fuck. She hates these like some people online. Like she hates like the online atmosphere and shit. You know what I'm saying? Can you look into getting a link in the description so the iOS users can become? I don't even know what that means.
Michael Super chatted $4.99. Polagut, can you look into getting a link in the description so iOS users can become members?
I could try. I don't know what that means, brother. I don't even know how it works. Are people having a problem trying to subscribe to my thing? I don't know. You might have to do it. I don't know how. I don't even know if I have the power to do that. I don't even know how to do that, brother. I don't even know how to do the membership thing. Want me to just breathe into the mic for a little bit? Like that? All right. Listen. Before we do Modern Warrior, I want to do this little bit. I'm going to put the alerts on mute, and I'll open them up after this thing is done. So I don't know if you guys are invested in the lore of the JustPearlyThings, but her career is coming to a head a little bit. And what I mean by that is like there's this process that every content creator is going to go through, and it happens faster for people who blow up more in a more viral sense. So JustPearlyThings is like blowing up very quickly on TikTok, on YouTube, more on TikTok. I think that she's doing the Andrew Tate like high value man BS. Like that's what she does. She's a woman that does this. You know, and she's been blowing up on TikTok. Other people post her stuff. She posts her stuff. And when I say it's coming to a head is like there's a point where you're viral and your videos do really well, but people don't really pay attention to you because they don't really think that you're worth talking about. And then it hits a point where you get to the point where people feel like you're worth talking about, and then you start getting like a tremendous amount of heat hit against you. One of the things that holds JustPearlyThings back a little bit is she's constantly getting banned on TikTok. Here's her TikTok, her 4th one, it looks like. But it's gotten to a point where her ex-boyfriend, AngryReactions, 26 mil, it's been a while since I looked into him, has started to talk about it. But honestly, in a way, that kind of bothers me. Like, I'm going to get into it in a sec, because I saw like the first TikTok on TikTok. My wife sent to me because she thought it was so funny, and I liked it too. But then he's like, I feels like he's kind of milking it a little bit. What's so funny though about JustPearlyThings, she reached out to me like years ago. She's like, hey, how do you start streaming? This was when I was like just like getting into streaming, and I established myself a little bit, so it's cool. I don't think she's a bad person. I just don't know what happened. What went wrong? Why are you doing this? And Pearl, are you happy? Truly, are you happy? The question is because your whole brand centralizes around shitting on women. Like, I don't get it. Like, listen, I don't know, girl. Like, oh, men should be able to cheat on women, bro. Like, if you like, you should put up with a man cheating on you in a relationship. Like, bro, how do you feel that? How do you shit on women so much? How do you sit there and call women like this video here we're gonna watch? It's short, but the whales have returned. They harassed my family. Why are you being so mean to fat girls? I think it's because she used to be fat, and now she like lashes out at people for it because she's like distancing herself from that self-hatred. I mean, bro, I don't mean to be mean because I personally think that just probably think she's a perfectly attractive young woman. I think that she's attractive. I think that she's cute. But if I was a high-value male in the manosphere, speaking the way that I would, the way that they speak about women is like they have to be perfect because all they're good for is their body. By that standard, you're fucking hideous. And I'm not trying to be rude because I don't think that personally, I don't think that she's unattractive. But they're all like, you got to have big titties and a nice waist, and you got to be thin, and you got to be young, and you got to be this, and you got to be that. Bro, I mean, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, come on. You don't really adhere to that. Why would you? So why are you why do you focus so much on women having to be perfect for them to be valuable? Oh, you're fat. You're not worth love. What are you talking about, girl? Come on. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's just the truth. I'm not trying to be rude. I like that. That's what happens with these, like, when you only value women for their body, like, then you're only gonna look at you and go like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how are you doing that to yourself? Because, like, listen, I'm gonna be real. There are some big girls, and I'm very attracted to big girls. But there's a lot of girls who are like very pretty in the face, and if they lost weight, they would like look better. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care. I like bigger girls, but you know what I'm saying? It's society. They would look, oh wow, you look. But she's already lost the weight, and like you're not looking much better. Frankly, I think you looked a little better when you were a little overweight. But I'm not trying to be rude. My only point I'm saying is, like, what are you doing? Why is your whole ideology centralized around shitting on women when you like? It's kind of shitty. It's just like shitty. Like, you shouldn't be telling the world that you think your looks are the only thing that's attractive to men, because like men are interested in more than just looks. All right, a man will roll over you if you let them cheat on it. Like, if you're like, yeah, you could cheat on me in a relationship, they're gonna roll over you, motherfucker. And cheating is different from being in an open relationship, by the way. I'm not trying to murder her. I'm trying to get her to wake up because I feel like she's stuck. She's like, I'm making money doing this, and if I don't do this, I won't have a career, which is kind of true. I'm just saying, dude. I'm not trying to be rude because I really feel for this young woman. But it's just like, what? Where am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is 1 year's. Well, actually, let me play this first. I found this hilarious, by the way. I'm just gonna play it.
I think all of you are being too mean to that JustPearlyThings girl. She put up a video saying that she used to be over 200 pounds and felt really insecure and hated herself, and so she worked hard to lose weight. And I completely understand that. A couple years ago, when I was younger and unwise, I let a friend of mine shave my head, and I hated how I looked bald. I felt very insecure and ugly, and so I worked hard. I concentrated very hard on my hair growing back, and it did. And so now, every time I see a bald person in public, I make sure to beat their ass, so they might change their ways. It has gotten me into a lot of fights. It's gotten me kicked out of a lot of oncology wards, but it is worth it.
What is an oncology
Because how dare they be bald when I didn't like how I looked when I was bald? So,
okay.
Solidarity, girl.
Listen, girl. It's on site for you. It's on site, boy. What is oncology? We care for patients undergoing treatment for different forms of cancer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Jesus Lord. Okay, that makes it a little funnier, but also kind of fucked up. All right. Jesus Lord. Let's get to 1 year's thing.
Listen.
One year is I think it's his name. This is AngryReactions. I'm gonna get to that chat after this. Just give me a little bit, okay, brother or sister.
Can y'all please leave?
So it says, can you angry react to your ex? And JustPearlyThings is his ex.
Any situation that y'all see going on with my ex, I understand that y'all are feeling some type of way about the things that she's saying, but that has nothing to do with me anymore. I have no opinion I would like to share about what this woman is saying or doing. I am not involved with that at all.
Y'all be low-key hurting my feelings too with these comments y'all be tagging me in. Like, she'll say something about plus-size people, and y'all will be like, well, didn't you date AngryReactions? Bro.
It's mostly plus-size women, if you notice that. They hate plus-size women more than, like, plus-size men. Or fat guys and fat women, whatever you want to say. Because women in the manosphere are only valuable for their looks, whereas men are valuable for everything but their looks. Like, that's one of the double standards that they heavily promote, even though women are very clearly much more than their looks. The same thing with men.
Bro, I don't want to get hit in the crossfire. Leave me out of this. Listen.
So I saw that on my page, and I was like, this is kind of funny. And I was like, I get it. He doesn't want to talk about it. It's none of his business. And if he did want to talk about it, that's fine too. But then he follows it up with a few other videos. I haven't watched all of them, so maybe I'm wrong about my assessment. But it feels like now he's just kind of milking, not talking about it. I know it sounds weird. Just watch. Maybe I'm wrong, but just watch.
Bro, it is absolutely...
So somebody said, well, this is disappointing. So this is a follow-up video.
Crazy to me how y'all treating me a certain type of way because of what my ex-girlfriend is out here saying. I made that video saying that I am not a part of anything she got going on, and y'all treating me like I'm going around saying this stuff. What the hell do y'all want me to do? This was your moment to say something, and you said a whole lot of nothing in this video. That's the point! I don't want to be in this! I don't know what y'all want from me, bro. Then we got people in the comments talking about, oh, he done lost a little weight. Now he don't got no problem with what she's saying. Bro, what are you talking about? Yeah, I lost weight, but I'm still heavy. I'm still obese. I jiggle when I jump. Just because I don't want to put an opinion about her out to the public don't mean I agree with what she's saying. Leave me alone.
All right, so that's like a reasonable follow-up.
I look at the good.
This is just an audio. It says, cancel for all y'all. This was your opportunity to be clear. And it just says...
Well, it said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50.
So it's just him. I don't know. Maybe it's like, okay, he's still going on about it. Maybe it's just bothering the fuck out of him because people won't stop talking about it. Maybe that's what it is, and he's just like reading the negative comments. That's one thing to do. The other day, I was responding to a couple of comments, and there were negative comments. And someone's like, Papa God, like, why are you responding to negative comments? Like, respond to the positive ones. I was like, oh, that's a good point. So now I'm getting into a habit of, if I'm going to respond to comments, which I usually try to stay out of, like even reading my comments, I'm only going to respond to the positive ones. You know what I mean? Why catch attention from negative commenters when I could just talk about, you know what I mean, from the positive ones? All right.
And that.
People are looking for you to speak the platform against the hate. And yeah, you know what? Maybe I was being a little too hasty about him clout riding the situation. Maybe I didn't like I said, I didn't watch them all yet. I wanted to watch them all on stream, but it just seems like he's getting frustrated with people associating him with her. So that's my bad. I think that's my bad.
Listen, I understand that, but I don't.
Because I should be more empathetic to him too, because like I'm not as big of a creator as him. But I'm a creator, so I kind of like understand getting bullied by my comments and like fucking like you hone in on like the worst of them. It doesn't matter if like 95% of the people liked your video. Sometimes you just like fucking tunnel vision people who don't like it. So
I think a lot of y'all understand that's not my responsibility.
But personally, from the perspective of what you should have done, which is always, it's like easy to say this is how you should have reacted. You should just mention it once and be like, hey guys, I'm not talking about it, and then just hold to it. It just sounds like he's getting stressed out because people won't shut the fuck up about it.
Not only is that my ex-girlfriend, and I don't want anything to do with her or what she got going on, but I don't even make that type of content.
Well, yeah, I am technically bigger than him because I'm fucking morbidly obese. Thank you.
Oh, this is not no big unjust issue like the government trying to control an entire population and we need somebody to speak up. Bro, this is a random woman on the internet, bro. This is a random lady on the internet saying stuff with a microphone. And I understand that certain stuff she might say may bother you. And listen, I'm obese as well.
I'm a little weird. Like, he's not really... Well, I wonder how he thinks of the manosphere shit.
But I don't let it bother me. Listen, my name Bennett, and I'm not in it. Bro, I don't agree with what she's saying. She wasn't like this when we was together. I didn't condone any of this, okay? Leave me alone, please. Please. Please.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like he's just stressed out. Yeah, like I said, bad assessment for me in the first place. I could see why he would be pissed off about it. wonder if I should try to reach out to this guy. I wonder if he would talk to me now. He's got 26 mil now. Wow. He's famous, bro, guys. So yeah, then she made this video, "The whales have returned and harassed my family." I'm kind of curious. I don't know if this has anything to really do with what's going on, but like I said, everything's coming to a head. Within like the next couple of weeks, we're going to see Pearl. We're going to see how Pearl's content kind of evolves. If she just kind of like overcomes what's going on right now, she'll continue like upwards, go upward. If she gets like more heat and like attention on her, she might kind of go backwards. Cancellations, and I say that loosely, are like 50+% how you feel about negative attention, and then like 50, probably less than 50, probably like 80% how you feel, and like 20% the actual criticism, if that makes sense. Like for the most part, I mean, like I got banned off TikTok, so that cancellation was really 100% that. But like there are times where like if you get like mentally hit by something, it's gonna fuck you up more than anything else. But I do think that she's trapped in the fucking manosphere insanity. Let's watch this though.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the JustPearlyThings YouTube channel, and welcome to Morning Coffee Thoughts, where I tell you.
Let's be honest, it's just like a woman to think we care about what you think in the morning or really at all. Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? I don't have a laugh track. Everybody go, yeah, pretend somebody's doing like a Carl Winslow just entered the room, and the laugh track plays. That's what the reaction is that I want you guys to have.
Random things while I drink coffee. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. Oh god, that's so hot. That's so hot. Oh god, that's hotter than I thought. I'm learning to make chai tea myself instead of buying it.
Somebody said, "Why did I harass her family?" Because I'm one of the whales. You know, the way I usually use the term whale is like when it comes to like an online video game that's like pay to win, and they look for whales. So basically, people addicted to gambling.
And I don't think I make it right. It's like still kind of milky, and I feel like I put a lot of chai tea in it, so I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe it's not supposed to taste as sugary as I like it. Okay. Anyways, so today I'm going to be talking about Whale Attack Part 2.
Whale Attack Part 2.
This week I was harassed. My family was harassed.
Oh no, how?
For talking about whales. Now,
so this is like talking about like fat people. Like it's intentionally disrespectful. It's not a nuanced take about how fat people like, you know, should lose weight or try to get healthier through different like methodologies. It's just like fat women are unattractive. And that's pretty, and like they deserve less than. Like if you're like, yeah, I'm not attracted to fat girls, bro, you're all over that. That's totally fine. That's your preference, but you don't need to go around trying to shit on fat women for existing, or fat people, or anybody that you don't like. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all. Just keep it to yourself, brother. And if you actually want to talk about fat people, if you actually want them to lose weight, talk about the ways in which fat people can lose weight. Don't just be like, oh, fat women don't deserve love. What are you talking about? Who loves you? I'm not trying to be mean. This is like a question to reflect on. Who loves you? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude. I just really want you to think about it. Like, who would think about that? Do you think that this kind of like hatred is actually going to cause men or whatever you're looking for to like love you? And then if a guy falls in love, if a guy that like hates fat women like this, like, do you really think that that's, I don't know. Like, I understand not being attracted to a fat woman, but what happens if you date a guy? Let's say you date a guy and you're skinny. Let's say that Pearl dates a guy and she's her weight, whatever she is. And then as time goes on, maybe she has like a baby and some life stress and she puts on some weight, like 30, 40, 50 pounds. If you dated a guy that hates fat women, he's gonna, he's gonna cheat on you and leave you. If you date a guy who doesn't prefer fat women but doesn't hate them, he might be like, hey, baby, it's time to kind of like, you know, I love you to death, but I think that we should try to like move forward and get healthier. That's perfectly reasonable, you know. But women tend to put on weight a little more than men. Like I think it's like a hormonal thing and babies and all that other shit. So, but you get what I'm saying, you know?
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, today on TikTok, a clip was taken of me. It was a bit out of context. You know, sometimes maybe I make fun of them a little too hard. But it's like I make fun of everyone. I feel like if
well, listen, when you put clips on TikTok, you're looking to be taken out of context. You're looking to be controversial, bro.
You think you're special? You're not. You're gonna get made fun of just like everyone else. Anyways,
what's the? Can you show the clip?
There's a clip of me on TikTok that I said.
What did you say?
Name a girl that looks good at 300 pounds. Now the context of this is.
Oh, I've seen that clip, and they were just kind of shitting on her. Yeah, Lizzo. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Like, why does it? You don't have to find big women attractive. If your overall point is it'll be easier to find somebody if you're not overweight, that's fine. That's not what she's trying to say. She's trying to shit on fat women, and then she hides behind the "it's not healthy." You know what I'm saying? It's not like a positively intentioned thing.
Girl after girl will come on my show, and we just ignore reality. We just live in delusion. Okay, we live in delusion.
Okay, explain.
And they'll say, we'll talk about Lizzo as an example. She's just an example of an overweight woman. And they'll say Lizzo's a 10.
And I brought up Lizzo because like she does. By the way, this whole 10, like this whole, okay. This is one of the things that bothers me. If she asks like, oh, like what do you think Lizzo is out of 10? Right? It's like, hey, what do you think Lizzo is out of 10? You want to know how I would engage with that question? Why? Who cares? Why would I engage with that question? Oh, well, what number out of 10 do you think Lizzo is? You're not my friend. This isn't like locker room talk where like I'll talk about people and like listen. If I was asked by my friends like, what do you think Lizzo is out of 10? I would answer that question. Maybe I'd be like, I think that she's blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But like in public, all you're trying to do is shit on that woman publicly. It's like, oh, what do you think? Why does it matter? Who cares what they are out of 10? I find this person attractive. What do you think this person is out of 10? I think Lizzo's attractive. I would date her. That's my answer. Who cares what she is? Because you're just trying to play this competitive game to try to like shit on some people and try to like platform other people. We understand fundamentally being less, less heavy is better for you. We get it. But we don't need to sit here and like, publicly try to shame somebody into a fucking oblivion, especially in like a serious note. Because you're seriously trying like your best to like be like, oh, she's ugly. She's ugly. That's your whole. That's the point. That's the point of the question. The question isn't supposed to be some nuanced, intelligent conversation. The point is to just be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So when you say like, oh, how are they out of 10? I'm not going to engage with that question, brother, sister, whatever. You're trying to be disrespectful. You're trying to do, that's all you're trying to do. Why would I engage with that? Why does it matter? Who gives a fuck? It's just a weird question to try to open a conversation to be disrespectful. That's all it is.
And in response to this frustrating phenomenon where as women, we can't seem to acknowledge that thin girls tend to be prettier. And
every single woman in the entire world acknowledges that. I don't know what fucking planet you live in. The conversation about fat acceptance can become toxic sometimes. There are people who are like, being fat is really good. It's not. You should try to lose weight. You can be fat and healthy. It's just really hard. You have to exercise and diet really well. It's just difficult. Everybody knows this, though. It's not about that. It's what is fat acceptance supposed to be about is like not doing what you're doing. It's like, hey, a fat person existing doesn't make me want to puke. Like people, because that's the thing. Historically, every time like a big woman like makes a video about anything, oh, making a makeup video, oh, you're a fat pig. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to like instantly be like, oh, a fat woman doing something, ew. Like that's what it's supposed to be about. Women, everybody knows this. We all know that it's less attractive to be fat. What you're doing isn't, you're not like the savior of women and men or whatever the fuck you think you are talking about it. You're just trying to be disrespectful. Like, do you understand? Like that's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. And bullying fat people doesn't help them lose weight, motherfucker. I'm just letting you know that. If it did, there'd be no fat people. Because that's all the internet does. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
And heavy girls tend to be heavier. I said,
whoa,
name
really?
One girl that looks good at 300 pounds.
Not for nothing, but a lot of girls look good at 300 pounds. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to want to fuck them, but so there's a lot of girls who look good that carry their weight. Who cares? Again, it's supposed to be disrespectful.
Now, in another clip that was taken out of context,
okay.
I said...
You put the clips up. She put the clips out there, guys. Either her or one of her like marketing scheme people, like affiliate marketing link. Put this up. It's like you put it out there. That person who put that clip out of context was either you or somebody thinking that you're fucking based for making fun of fat girls. Like it's not even like that's what the point of that was, bro. Come on.
I can't remember exactly, but it was something along the lines of, if you're overweight, you don't deserve a man that makes 6 figures.
No, that's not what it was. I watched the videos. It was if you're a fat, women don't deserve love. That is fucking like, I'm pretty sure that's word for fucking word, motherfucker. You did not say, if you're fat, you don't deserve a man. Listen, motherfucker, you want me to be real? I'm fat. My wife's fat. I make 6 figures. She more than deserves me, you stupid fuck. What are you talking about? First of all, there's fat men with a lot of money. Second of all, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm fucking mesmerized. You said fat women don't deserve love. That's what you said. That's it. Not the same thing as saying fat women don't deserve someone with 6 figures. Like, who says who? If the guy likes fat fucking women, why the fuck does it matter what he spends money on? If there's the general conversation is, hey, being overweight will generally make you less attractive and less healthy. The healthy part is more important than the attractive level, by the way. So you should try to keep yourself in shape. That's a completely reasonable, non-antagonistic way to have a conversation about why we shouldn't be fat. I understand that. I know I'm fat, but like I understand. I'm not fucking deluded. Nobody that's fat's like, oh my God, nobody in society ever fucking bullied me to death. We already know this. You did not say. You're fucking like, you're sitting here trying to like, oh, I gotta change the narrative. I gotta rewrite history. Oh fuck. What do you think's happening? We all know that you're not being honest, girl. Come on. You're not being honest. You're being very dishonest. Get the fuck out of here.
Now, what they didn't put in that clip is I don't think anyone deserves anything when it comes to love. You kind of get what you get and you don't get upset. You know?
There's no reason to explicitly target fat women at all. Nobody deserves love, sure, but you're explicitly saying fat women don't deserve love. You're trying to be disrespectful. You weren't having a nuanced take about how everybody has to work harder to find a relationship with somebody. You were just trying to be antagonistic to fat women. That's it. This is like a really pathetic rewrite of history.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think an Instagram model deserves a man that makes 6 figures. They probably can't get him either. They probably get the same outcome, even though they have the looks. But the point is, the looks get you in the door for most guys that make 6 figures. And there are
probably do
some that, you know, you might get away with it, like tech nerds, you know, like nerdy. Look at. But I
mean, tech nerds make a lot of money, so okay.
Most desired men have beautiful young women by their sides, and sorry, this is life. I don't think I would qualify for certain, you know, guys in that demographic either. It's okay. Like this is like saying you don't deserve to be in the NFL.
I guess I just feel like this is just you backpedaling hard, girl. This is you backpedaling hard as fuck.
We really shouldn't be offended by it. Now,
okay.
This proceeded. So what happened first was all the girls that were 300 pounds would basically take the sound of me.
They would duet the video that I'm pretty sure you put up, and they would show their bodies. Yes.
Saying that no one looks good at 300 pounds, and say, and then they would just show me pictures of their blubber. I'm like, Elliot, stop it. Stop it, dog. They would just show me pictures of their blubber, and I'm just like, okay, you're just proving my point. And then they would like put Instagram pictures of me.
Do you like how they're saying that they would show me pictures? Like, this is what I'm saying. They would show me pictures of their blubber. It sounds like you put up the clip that you're saying is out of context. This clip that I was put up out of context. Then people were duetting me to show me that it was like, he's like, what do you mean you put the clip up? What do you mean it's out of context, motherfucker? You put it up there. I'm pretty sure you put it up there.
And tried to say that I was the uglier one. I'm like, guys, you were just proving my point.
I don't know.
You're proving my point too. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know, girl. I'm not trying to be fucking rude, but
if your point is that I don't deserve a 6-figure guy either, I would be like, probably not.
Why do you think so low of yourself? Why do you think so low of yourself? First of all, we don't need to hold ourselves to I need a number of figures, man. Just aim, like, money isn't everything. There's like a statistic that is out there that it's like, I forget what it is. It's a little dated, but it basically says that after a certain amount of money, it doesn't really bring much more happiness. Right? It's a little bit dated. You could look it up. It's different for state by state. I think it was like a United States thing. You know, because once you hit like a level where you can meet all your basic needs and you can go out and have fun, you don't really need much more money. So as a person, you don't need to be going and looking for somebody like that makes 6 figures. Look for somebody that can take care of you and your family. That's what you need to look for. And that's something for men and women. You, as a person, are going to have different needs and desires and wants. Men and women tend to like be a little bit different in what they're looking for, which is fine. Find somebody to satisfy that hole. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Satisfy that hole. That's one of them. Good sexual chemistry. Attentiveness. You know, enough money financially. If you're a woman and you want to be a stay-at-home mom, maybe you want to look for a guy that makes more money. If you're a woman and you enjoy working, which a lot of women want to work for themselves and be independent, maybe you don't need to find a guy that makes that much money. You just got to look for somebody that you love that can help you be compatible. That's all it is. You don't need a 6-figure fucking man. But either way, like, what is this whole weird thing? It's just crazy. Like, it's just the way you think about things is it just shits in my mouth and it just goes straight to my fucking brain. You know?
What the fuck? Anyways, then they start tagging my ex-boyfriend I mean, like, well, wasn't your ex-boyfriend overweight? And I'm like,
well, he's a man. He's a man. He's a man. He's a man.
Don't need to bring him into this.
Oh, they're both afraid to talk about each other. What happened? Are they still in love, you think? Maybe.
Then my ex-boyfriend starts weighing in on the situation. I'm like, y'all. Oh, my God. And then it was...
I think AngryReactions feels bad for her. I think that's what it is.
It was, like, kind of crazy because all these big creators, all these huge creators start basically calling me ugly. And
girl, listen, I said it before. I truly think that you're an attractive girl. I'm married, sorry, but I do. But like based on the level you set women to, identifying with the manosphere and like shaming women for their bodies and shit, you're ugly by your own the standards of the sphere you exist in. Like, do you understand that the manosphere is so heavily weighted on young, like 10 out of 10 beautiful, attractive women according to like what society's beauty standards are? You need to understand that. Like, you're advocating for people to be like gross, you know, but like that's you. That's because you're in a fucking sphere that doesn't respect women for anything other than the way that they look. That's why you're sitting here saying that like men should be able to cheat on you because once you hit like 25 and you're not a fucking you're not barely legal anymore. Shit, well, you're out of here, girl. That's fucking insane. That's crazy shit, girl.
I didn't actually see most of the videos. It's the crazy thing. I just heard about them later, but I was like, who cares? And
okay,
like. And then it's like if you're like, all right, guys, you can call me ugly, but you know, I genuinely don't think I'm ugly. So,
well, that's good. Yeah, you have confidence.
You can say that, but I'm not. I don't believe it. And then they'll be like, well, take your L, sis, like da 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 da. And I'm just like, what? So then part 2 of this madness, part 2 is these whales start calling my mother. They start calling my mother and my friends from high school and all these people.
How did they get your phone number? Like, that's weird. How did they even get your phone number in the first place? If this is even true.
People to tell them I'm fat phobic. And I'm just like,
you are fat phobic.
You people are crazy. Like, honestly, if you put as much effort that you put into stalking me as you put into, as you would put into the gym, you might see.
And then listen, it's perfectly possible that her number was leaked on the internet, but I don't think it was. It sounds like there are people from her personal life. This is what this sounds like to me when you kind of cut through the bullshit. And I don't think anybody leaked her number. I think what happened is that, like, check this out. When you become an online personality, people in your family start to see your shit. People in your sphere start to see your shit. So what it sounds like to me is that somebody, like some people in your family life or your personal life, people who know who you are, people who are close to your mother or your sister or your whatever, they're like, yo, what the fuck is up with this girl? She's sitting here just shitting on fat women. What the fuck? That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like you sound like you're the victim.
That you put into stalking me, as you would put into the gym, you might see some progress.
Maybe.
You might, like, y'all can call me what you want on the internet, but you can't call me fat. So get out. Look at it.
Damn, she's hurting in her face.
You could say,
like, she's hurting in her soul. Like, yeah, we got to lose weight a little bit. Okay, but you're hurting, girl.
You could say I could lose 10 pounds, and I'll probably agree. It's probably the coffee. But, yo, I deadlift 300 pounds. I squat 250. I run. I jump. I play semi-pro volleyball. You can't tell me I'm fat.
Okay.
Cooked. Naski, nada.
Okay.
You can.
I don't think anybody's trying to tell you that you're fat, man. They're just saying that you're ugly. I'm sorry.
I just played a 2-hour volleyball game yesterday. Like, Naski, nada. Anyway, stop it.
Good for you. Bro, she's so insecure. This is the most I could tell in this video. You know what I mean?
So the whales, and then they continue. So not only do they call my mother, they call my sister to bully her. Now, mind you, my sister, she don't care.
Okay.
I swear to God, guys can't do anything. And then they'll pull up a quote of me saying,
who's they?
Saying, some of y'all never got bullied as a kid, and it shows. And sometimes people can't take jokes. Like, it's like, okay, it's be funny. But, you know, there's some truth. Like, and this is the thing. My sister was bullied as a child by each other because as siblings, that is your job, to bully each other, enough to keep you humble. And she didn't care. And she was like laughing at me. And then they're trying to say, oh my God, this one TikTok was like telling me that I like being bullied and I like,
maybe,
and I like, what do you call it? Their roles. And they're like, yeah, she just wants fat girls to bully her because it's like a kink. I'm like, ew, stop it. No, like, oh my God, no. Oh.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Anyways, but it's funny though, because the same people that will scream body positivity will shame your body. Okay, they'll be like,
you see, this is the problem. This is the problem, girl. See, this is the thing, because what you're going to try to do is play like a level of hypocrisy here. Listen, yeah, technically, as somebody that's talking about body positivity shouldn't be lashing out as a response and saying you're unattractive. Sure, but you're starting it. You're talking shit, and then you're getting hit. Right? Like I said, I think that you're attractive, but bro, by the standards you're setting, you are a fucking scarecrow in the forest. You're the best scarecrow on the farm. You understand? By your beauty metric, not by my beauty metric. By your beauty metric, you are the most successful scarecrow on the farm. Because the crows aren't going near you, girl. That's your logic. Okay? So, what do you want me to tell you?
Like they'll say, "Oh, you look like you're pregnant." Da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, if that was true, but wouldn't it be a good thing? Because
why?
You guys are for body positivity, so wouldn't it be?
You're not doing what you think you're doing.
So then you wouldn't technically be insulting me. It's like
she's going through her own Joker arc, maybe her own Scarecrow arc.
These people, and then the same ones that are like, "Oh, you're so mean," they'll do the same thing back to you, and it's like. Look at I don't really mind being made fun of. I feel like it's part of the game. Okay. I feel like
she's hurting bad.
Like, okay, like call me ugly and you're still a whale. And you're still a whale. Like I can't.
That's it. Okay.
Like I feel like it's part of the game. So I don't really mind that, but it's like it shows you the hypocrisy of these people because it's like
it doesn't, but okay.
They'll act like they're the good guys, but like you say anything they don't like, boom.
It's not about that. It's about you showing This is how life works. If you show people disrespect, they're going to disrespect you back. If you didn't want to be criticized, then you shouldn't have been disrespectful in the first place. I don't know what to tell you. Are they being perfectly morally straight? No, they could do better, but you're being disrespectful. And you're getting disrespect. You're getting equal disrespect back. This is the stuff that I don't understand, bro. We have a society of people who just don't understand. I don't know how the fuck people don't understand respect anymore. I don't get it. I always talk about this. My mother, she taught me respect. I don't understand how people just don't. I don't understand how you. My mom, if I ever called fat women whales, my mother, even I did it on content, my mother would smack. I'm a 32-year-old man. If I started coming on the internet and calling fat women whales on a video and she saw it, my mother would beat the fuck out of me at fucking 32. My mother's like 60 fucking something years old. I ain't fighting back. That's my mother. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What are you doing? Where'd the respect go? I don't understand it, bro. We grew up, an entire generation grew up on fucking Italian mafia movies, and somehow we didn't learn respect. What happened? You know what I'm saying? What happened, bro? What happened? It's terrible.
Aski, Nada, they're these
it's terrible.
Crazy people. But,
I don't get it.
Oh yeah, so they started harassing my sister. They started harassing my mother.
Who's they? Started, like your personal friends? You know what I mean? Like people that are in your sphere, local town sphere.
My sister, my mother, my brother. Like they just
He's
went
upset.
in. I'm like,
damn.
Oh, they left reviews at my parents' business. They sold it, so they don't really work there anymore. But they heard about that, and it was funny though because the whales. They also what do you call it? They were telling my mom she was a bad mom because I said my mom fat shamed me as a child, and
that's a bad mom. Yeah, that's a bad mother. Well, you know what? Your mother might have been a good mother, but that's a bad thing to do. That's a better way to put it. You know what I mean? Like nobody's perfect. My mom used to beat me with fucking phones and shit. And when we went to therapy when I was younger, and she stopped doing that, because the therapist was like, that's not working, because it wasn't. But like my mother was an excellent mother, single mother, raised me really well. Like I had plenty of like strong male father figures, like my uncle. And like really all my uncles, but like my uncle Ed in particular, rest in peace. And then like my scoutmaster, it was incredible. Like, my mom made sure that I had like strong male role models and shit. So like, but like, that's a bad thing to do. You shouldn't bully somebody about that's not good. That burns through their self-esteem. If you have a kid that's overweight, you can explain to a kid that they need to like work on their health without bullying the fuck out of them. You know what I mean? Like I was always a heavy kid, but I was always super active. Like I was a really athletic kid. I I went to the YMCA and shit like that. I did like a lot of shit like that. I used to work out. I really should get back into training strongman, bro. She's flexing a 300-pound deadlift. Bro, I used to be able to pull fucking 600. So old now though. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that's a toxic trait, you know.
At first, at the time, it did, like, I was mad about it, and I had this society that told me like that was bad, and my mom was bad for doing that. And I wouldn't say she wasn't like these people were trying to say she like bullied me or did that, but it, like,
probably a little bit.
When I was a kid, I used to say, "Oh, I can't wait to get fat someday," and like to be funny, because you know it's my humor. It's my humor. Don't take this, but. Okay. And they took this as like I was bullied into this stuff, and like my mom was so mean, but like my mom genuinely cared about me, and I genuinely think if you let your kid get fat, that's child abuse. And my mom didn't, and she.
I mean, that might be a little too much.
Did everything in her power to.
I think that if like your parents teach you, like, this is one of the things that my wife and I are really trying to get our shit together, because we don't want to have kids that are fat. We don't want like to pass our bad eating habits onto our kids. We're really trying to get that shit together. If you your kids are gonna pick up on your habits, so you gotta do your best to not, like, you know, a lot, like, you don't want to pass that habit on to your kid. You know what I mean? So
I didn't have to struggle with weight the same way that she did, because my mom was fat. And if you do that to a kid, you are putting them in the worst position ever. Like, minus being in a single parent home, like, that is something I would never wish on a child. I've been overweight for short periods of my life, and it's always something I've had to work at. But no, that is a horrible thing to do to a child. And if you have such bad eating habits that you pass those on to your kids, you are doing something wrong as a parent. You need to fix it, because that is not cool. It is not cool to raise your kid in an environment where they're going to have to struggle with this problem their whole life because you can't control yours. And that's why I fight so hard against this stuff. And
this is the problem, is that like this small segment here, this small segment here that Pearl's talking about is like the realest part of anything that she's ever said. But you are not trying to fight against people being overweight in any actual helpful capacity. You are trying to bully fat people. If you, and I've said this multiple times, every single video I review of her where weight comes up, I say the same thing every time. You don't care how much somebody else weighs. You want to bully them. Because if you did care, you would talk about particular eating habits to help people, or particular methodologies to help people lose weight. You've not a singular time in any clip that you've showed, or any video you showed, and I watched like a good amount of your shit, have ever talked about the ways to actually help somebody lose weight. It's always just like a dunk. Like, oh, maybe if you spend time in the gym, you could, maybe you should try to advocate for better methodologies. Hey, start drinking water instead of soda in general. Small steps. Start having a serving or two of vegetables with every meal. Right? Start going for a 20 to 30-minute walk every day. Little things. Things that will be a big habit change. Work your way up to like doing a little bit more and more healthy. You know, like if you're overweight, go for a 25-minute walk every day. Just start with 20 minutes. Just get into the habit of walking. Even if you don't start losing weight, it's good for your heart. Health is number one. Start drinking water instead of that sody pop. Little things, you know? Start having like that serving of broccoli, because that's going to make you fuller. It's a fiber, micronutrient dense food. Fibrous, micronutrient dense. You know what I mean? You're fuller. Even if you have other bad eating habits, like you're eating fast food like a couple times or multiple times a week, if you have that vegetable with it, you're not going to want to eat as much. Work your way up after a few weeks to tracking your calories. That's a good way to do it. Figure out a good number and try to stick to it. And if you don't stick to it, if you have a bad day, don't go off the deep end, because a lot of fat people, they'll be really good on their eating for a week, and then they'll have one bad day and they'll spiral. You got to not spiral. You got to realize that 3 weeks is how long it takes to develop like a solid habit. And after 3 weeks, if you stick to your shit for 3 weeks, you'll probably stick with it for like a very long time. This is productive conversation to have. He doesn't do that. It's concern trolling. That's what we call it. She's pretending to care, but she doesn't really care that much. And if she does, you're not helping. Bullying fat people doesn't make them lose weight. You should know this. It might help like the 1% of people, but it doesn't help most people. So stop pretending that you like really care. Like it's boring. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's very transparent. We know that you don't actually care and that you're just kind of pretending a little bit. You just hate, you want to distance yourself from like the fat person you would. You have like internalized hatred for fat people because your mom hated you for being fat.
I work so hard to stay in shape, and I'm always trying to lose that last 10 pounds, always trying to lose that last 20 pounds, because one day I want to have children.
That's not good. That's not good. Always trying to lose that last 10 or 20 pounds. Like that sounds obsessive. It's good to be like in a good weight range, but like I really need to lose this 10 pounds. That's a little too obsessive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I don't want to raise them in an environment where they struggle with their weight.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like she's in a healthy like weight range, and I think women need to be a little bit like women I think need to be a little bit heavier, not super heavy, but heavier to like properly have a kid. I don't mean like really overweight, but women tend to have a little bit more weight on them. It has to do with like estrogen and like the way that their body deposits shit. I'm not a fucking scientist, but I know this. But you see how it's not like, hey, I'm healthy. I want to maintain my health. It's I need to lose that extra 10 pounds. That's obsessive. That part's obsessive. I'm not saying that weight loss is obsessive. I'm saying that doesn't make sense. I need to lose. Like, you're not going to pass it. If you're weighing the way you weigh right now, you're not going to pass bad eating habits onto your kid. You're at a point where you're overcorrecting. This is why your mother bullying you for being overweight was bad, because it's like people do this a lot. This is a standard people need to hit, and they might be here, and so like something happens and they go here. Once you hit here, you're good, but when they start going too far, that's overcorrecting. You can look at overcorrecting in almost any single like movement in general, like social movement, right? Like look at the way that we've had conversations about like BLM, for instance. Hey, we have black issues. Hey, we got to get to this part. We got to get here. But then the overcorrecting is I hate white people. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where we're going there. You know what I mean? It's and it's not everybody who does that, but you get my point. It's an overcorrection. That's what the problem is, and it goes to like it borders an unhealthy obsessive attitude. You know, you're not supposed to obsess about your weight. You know what I mean?
Same way I did.
But okay.
So, shout out to the whales. You're just making me more famous.
They're also making you more depressed. You're probably gonna spiral.
Please stop calling my parents though, and my mom. They know what I do for a living. They don't care. Shout out to my fans who got me through this.
They don't care? Does that mean they don't watch? My mom watches some of my content because she cares. Why doesn't your mom care?
You know, and shout out to my volleyball team because we're 1-0 and we just kill it. So shout out, like the video on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.
Right.
What up, guys?
Well, I feel bad for you, Pearl. That's all I really have to say about that.
Johnson super chatted $10.
Johnson.
Hi.
Hey,
I've
what's up,
appreciated your content for a while.
Thank you.
I've been wondering for a while if you like to read. If so, do you recommend anything? Best, Johnson.
You know, I haven't read in a long time. I was at a bookstore yesterday. Did you know that? And I didn't get a book. I used to read World of Warcraft books. I know that's fucking lame as shit, right? I used to read World of Warcraft books because they were really good stories, but you know. Let me see something. I gotta take a quick wee-wee. We're gonna run this poll. Okay, this is a poll for Modern Warrior. All right. Now listen. This is the poll. We can either just watch these set of 3 videos here
in your ear
about him leaving, or we can watch these 3 videos here and then his full live stream. It's 37 minutes long of him having a meltdown. So we'll say clips or clips plus live. You guys vote on that. You let me know what you think. There's a poll out right now. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You let me know which one you're down for, and we'll operate from there. I'll be right back, my friend. I muted. I muted for some reason. Okay, well, you guys seem to have spoken. In the poll. Well, wow, I'm actually surprised most of you guys wanted to watch the clips and the live stream. What's up?
That's what.
Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I love you. Okay. All right. My homies, all my homies here, said that they want to watch the clips and the live. Okay, so Modern Warrior has left TikTok. He's completely done. I'm going to acknowledge this membership. Thank you so much, Trey. I'm going to wait for it to come up here. It's taking a minute for the Modern Warrior stuff to come up. I mean, for the membership to come up. All right, well,
Trey became a member.
There we go. It took like a minute for that to go through. Okay. All right, guys. You guys voted. I'm surprised like 84% of you wanted to watch the full thing. So we're going to watch the few clips here, plus the entire live, at least that I could find, of Modern Warrior crying. Not funny, guys. So if you don't know who Modern Warrior is, Modern Warrior, well, was an incredibly antagonistic indigenous TikToker who spent like he's one of the people that would use social issues to try to bully other people. Right? There were times where he would find like actual bad, like racist people and talk on that, do your thing. Then there's other times where he would just grasp at straws for content and he would just be disrespectful. He had this whole hate colonizer thing. He was like, he didn't really like white people. Who can blame him? But he kind of spiraled out of control. His biggest controversy that really hit him hard was when he would constantly advocate for women as like a male feminist in some capacity. And then it turned out that he kept going to women, white women, funny enough, when he told them, I think, he told those white women too, I'm pretty sure I remember this, that he wouldn't have kids with white women. He wanted to sleep with them. But he went to them and he was like, hey, what's up? Only me and you, baby. He mentioned polyamory, but he was like, I'm only talking to you. I'm only dating you. Just me and you. He had this one girl fly him out. He slept with her. And he slept with like a couple other women at the same time. Nothing illegal. Fuckboy shit. And they didn't know though that he had like a girlfriend. He was talking to other girls, even though because he said like I'm only talking. You know what I mean? So that shows a disrespect for women. If you hold yourself to the standard up here, high standard, you got to meet that standard, brother. You can't be a fuckboy while talking about how respect women. You can't be doing that, dog. So he got called out for that. And he kind of spiraled from there. He had this recently, his most recent situation was where he like invalidated, I think, the whiteness of Australian indigenous people. He's like, well, if you look white, then you're just white, kind of a thing. I have videos on this. You can go look up Papa Gut, like Modern Warrior. When you look up Modern Warrior on YouTube, most of my videos come up anyway. Which is horrible because if you look into the history of it, of indigenous people from Australia, right? Australia, I believe it was what it was. You realize that the reason why they're more white, for lack of a better term, is because there was a strategy from like I think the Australian government to basically eradicate them from existence through like breeding protocols and like taking indigenous kids from their homes and having them raised by white people. And so like that comes from like an actual orchestrated way of trying to like completely eradicate the indigenous population through different means. Through one of those means is like through like the sexual assault of indigenous peoples. Horrible shit. He got called out for that and he really never could have recovered. So he finally decided to disappear after people realized there's nothing of substance for him. He doesn't say anything intelligent. There's nothing of substance that ever comes out of his mouth. He never educates people on anything. He just likes to be hateful on the backs of, being socially woke in some bullshit capacity. Let's watch.
I'm mad. I'm very mad.
This is Modern Warrior's final rant before he's saying he's leaving the app. He'll be back in like a week, by the way.
I'm angry.
Me too.
I'm so angry.
Oh man, you sound angry.
I'm so mad.
Oh man, yeah, me too. I'm working up tears as we speak. Trying at least. I'm trying to work up tears. I know this is like a weird thought, but for some reason, like this video reminds me of crayons, and I don't know why. Like there's something weird, like maybe it's because it's childish. I don't know. All right. Come on, Lance, give us a tear. You got it. You're getting there. You're almost at the fake tear. The donation, it kills me. When somebody donates and puts like a filter over their head. This is fucking funny, brother.
Because you prioritize whiteness.
So the filters are killing me. You can't do this.
It was so stupid.
What are you doing? Bro, these filters are making me die.
And you protected them.
You know, protected the white.
And you protected whiteness.
So sorry. It's killing me. Jesus Christ. Well, can you hide those filters? You can't be crying about white people when you look like a fucking cowboy. What are you doing? Oh, look at this. He's crying. He looks like a cowboy. What are you doing, TikTok? What the fuck is this?
How gross is that? Oh my god.
Okay.
Instead of your brown, black brothers and sisters.
What? I think he just wants everybody to agree with him if they're like that white people are bad. That's pretty much his whole thing is white bad. You know, and it can be, I guess, but you know, there's nothing intelligent there. Oh my god. That was video number 1, I guess. Wow, that really slayed me.
Aunt Karen.
Oh, Aunt Karen's another like woke virtue signaling lefty. Well, TikToker that can't really survive. Listen, for some of these people, and Modern Warrior came after I was banned. People like Aunt Karen, after I was banned from TikTok, they had nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got banned. I got my little break check of, hey, you got to get your shit together. Totally understandable. I've had like a nice, successful career on YouTube. It's you know, I'm doing well. I'm having fun. I'm making money. I got like some loyal followers. I don't need to be super big and viral anymore. This is better. But these guys, they kind of fizzled out. TikTok's terrible.
Would respond to some of my posts and would call me frustrated about why I never responded to her posts about responding to me. And yeah, she was just thirsty.
So that sounds accurate. Well, it sounds like she would make videos calling out Modern Warrior and then call him and say, why aren't you responding to my videos? That's some weird childish shit, if that's true, of course.
And was mad that I didn't.
That's him, not me.
On
okay. Good lag. One last
in
clip.
your ear.
Modern Warrior taking accountability is hard.
Every single day, every single second that you're a piece of shit.
Bro.
You begin to believe them.
True. It's called gaslighting. Unfortunately for them, you are a piece of shit.
and as a man of color, like as an indigenous man.
Let me tell you something. When I go into the sun for too long, I am a man of color as well, and it goes right to red, bro. I burn so quickly. I am so white. I just burn up. That's why when I go out for any extended period of time, when I go swimming, anywhere, I got to put on sunscreen. Because I will char to a crisp. It's bad. It's true. It's you. It's true. It's true.
You can't do anything.
Bro, you gotta, not for nothing, but the thing that the Modern Warrior would say on TikTok, the things that he would say, I'm not trying to be that guy. No white person can get away with that without getting banned. I'm just being honest with you. And like being hateful to white people, I get it. Systemic racism, it's not as bad for white people. I get that. But no motherfucker could ever get away with the shit that he did if it was towards any other group of people. I'm just saying. I understand why people aren't a protected class. I get it. I'm not trying to get like super woke and like dive into the deep depths of it. I'm just saying. This guy acts like, I can't do anything. Bro, your entire platform centralized around hating white people. If anybody had a platform that centralized around, or any white person had a platform centralized around hating any other group of people, they would be banned, boom, immediately. All right, let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that you, like, they were so harsh on me. Motherfucker, they were not. They were not harsh on you at all.
In your ear.
All right, well, that's that. That's that, guys. Now we can watch the full... thing. Sorry, I got a little derailed there. Now we can watch the full thing here of Modern Warrior having a little bit of a crybaby fit. Like, we can watch the full thing. I wanted to watch those clips for fun, of course. Then we can watch this. So this is Modern Warrior. This is like I think it's the full live. But it's I don't know if it's the full thing, but it's a good chunk of it.
And it didn't. I was a fucking zombie.
Me too.
Over the summer, over the past 5 or 6 months, I was just a zombie.
So the reason he's saying he was a zombie is because people were criticizing him and he was getting upset. Yeah, that happens, brother. It can beat you up. And you know what? Sometimes people will say things about you that aren't really true. I don't know if they really did that in your case because you're kind of a poopy head, but I'm just saying I get it. It can be toxic, but you can either overcome that or you can leave the internet. The reality is that this is the thing about me. I always have been and always will be ready to go work in the real world. That's what I'm ready to do. You have to be ready, dude. You have to be ready to get a real job at every moment of your damn life. And that's the problem, is that, like, this is the problem, is people will make mistakes on the internet and then they're not ready to go back to work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so they're so desperate to stay relevant, they don't know what to do. Go get a real job, bro. Take a break. The problem is that, like, nobody really gave a fuck about you because, like, you're kind of boring. I'm just saying, dude. So. Because he doesn't say anything like particular.
And only just a couple of weeks ago did I decide to stop.
You did a what? A side stalk?
Because 450 milligrams of Wellbutrin daily fucks you up.
I don't know what Wellbutrin is. Is that like a depressant? This is his live going fucking.
You just don't feel anything.
Wow, that's sad. Your live stream sucks, by the way. I'm not doing this quest. All right, if this live is that bad, then we might just not watch this live.
Can't anymore.
We might bang off this live if it's going to keep lagging like this. Well, the problem is that, like, he blew up being really antagonistic, and then, like, people realized he was full of shit, and, like, now he has nothing he can fall back on. Like, that's what it is. He's not intelligent. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, like, on anything that he ever talks about.
And, of course, all the...
Get a real job, bro.
Passing bullshit.
The white passing bullshit was him invalidating indigenous peoples, like indigenous people from, like, I believe Australia, for, like, being white, because they had whiteness in them, and that's like erasure. Like, that was the historical, that was the goal of, like, white people in that area, was to, like, erase their identity through, like, you know, various means, one of which was, like, raping them out of existence to like a general extent, getting rid of their culture through, like, different like westernized or white, you know, educational programs. And, like, then what are you doing? You're doubling down you're doubling down on those white, like, the fucking people trying to eradicate their existence. And then you're like, I can't believe people are being mean to me. It's like, bro, you're doing what the white people wanted you to do, and you're acting like them calling you out was like, you be like, oh, I was just, you weren't trying to make like a fucking nuanced point. You were just trying to invalidate the whiteness of, like, these other indigenous people, bro, because you just have to be, like, fucking superior to everybody. That's your whole fucking problem.
Made it very clear that no matter how you approach a situation, whiteness will always prevail.
You're right. You were the whiteness prevailing. That's what I'm trying to get through to you, bro. You were the whiteness prevailing, dude. You were that's what those fucking racist white people in Australia back in the day wanted you to do. They wanted you to be, they wanted to erase that like indigenous identification, and then you allowed it to work by doubling down, be like, you're not indigenous enough, bro. You're the problem, brother. You're the problem. And this shit probably didn't just happen in there.
So why even bother trying to challenge?
It happened in like happened in America too, happened in Canada too. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not helping.
There's no point.
I gotta say, like, you're being a little. The irony is that the U.S. and Canada did the same eradication protocol. You'd assume that someone who calls themselves an advocate would understand that indigenous people suffered everywhere. Are you trying to talk to? Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to, like, about modern warrior? I'm not 100% sure of what your point is there. Not entirely sure what your point is there.
White supremacy is the norm.
Bro, he's talking about white supremacy while listening to some country music. Come on, bro. You can't be doing that.
It was dumb of me to challenge it.
He's a victim, dude. Oh, my Lord.
I think that was...
stole my shit.
my demise.
Yeah, true.
Taking on a challenge that was impossible to take down. So
such a pussy. Oh
yeah,
my
so
god.
this is why.
That's his dog licking up some fucking peanut butter off his dick or something. What's the fucking dog doing, dude?
People will always protect whiteness.
True, yeah.
And that was made very clear to me.
It's true. Honestly, I do the same thing. I try to protect whiteness. The other day, I put my white underwear into the washing machine because I had brown doo-doo stains on there, and I'm like, I need to protect the whiteness of this. I gotta get the doo-doo off my underwear, and I really should just let the doo-doo stay on there. I think you gotta live it everywhere. By the way, that wasn't me calling like non-white people poop. That was just a silly, it was just a silly, unintelligent poop joke. Okay, so relax a little bit there, brothers and sisters. And sisters.
I'm just very sorry.
Sisters.
And I'm very sorry to say this, that I don't think that the bleaching of the world is going to resolve all our problems.
What is the point? What are you saying? But like, do you not realize that you're leaning into agreeing with the bleaching of the world narrative of like indigenous peoples in Australia? Like, do you not understand that that's why people are upset? Because you're like leaning into like, you're allowing that like historical shit to happen? No?
You can't cancel me because I'm canceling myself.
Oh, okay. Self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. I'm right. Do I have to do this now? Oh.
A letter weight became a member.
Hey, thank you so much for the membership.
Watch.
It was funny to watch.
When I say like I was trolling people,
Just
that's what I meant.
Is this a jet?
It was really funny to watch native TikTok stand up and protect whiteness in all its glory.
Are you telling me that you intentionally trolled a native TikTok into protecting whiteness? That was your epic meme to unite indigenous peoples, to troll them into thinking white people? Like, I don't understand what your point is. What are you talking about?
After years and decades of challenging it.
Bro, I've been saying this the whole time. Like, if we want to get rid of white people, this is the thing. White people created this concept. What's happening here? Of whiteness, right? In this way, or historically white people, where it's like the one drop rule, you know what I mean? Like, if there's like one drop of non-white in your body, you're not white enough. So all we really need to do as a successful society is to fuck white people out of it. I personally, we just gotta fuck white people out of society. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, oh no, not a thick Hispanic woman. Oh no, not a thick black woman. Oh no, my kids might be non-white. And oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what a tragedy. You know what I'm saying, dude? I'm just saying, that would be a good tragedy. Remember that episode of Futurama? You know what I'm talking about? Hey, what if? What a tragedy, am I right? That would be. How terrible would that be? Oh no, we hope we don't do that in the future. Ooh. You know what I'm saying?
Now the face of whiteness looks like, or challenge like so native TikTok looks like this.
You know, I wouldn't have pointed to my palm. I feel like everybody's palm, even if you're black, white, whatever, is like the whitest part of your body is like your fucking palm. Why would you point to your palm, bro? It doesn't help.
TikTok looks like this. It doesn't look like me anymore. It doesn't.
I wouldn't have pointed.
It's really sad to see all the backpedaling of all the work that we did.
Well, you're the one backpedaling.
To challenge whiteness. And now that like Halloween is coming up, no one who identifies and or is Native American should challenge anyone who's wearing a headdress or a Native American Indian costume.
What the fuck are you talking about? Listen, I don't think that people should be dressing like that. Like white people should be dressing like fucking Native Americans. But I feel like we've mostly got rid of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people don't really dress like Native Americans or shit anymore, or indigenous people for Halloween anymore. You know, they're just kind of dressing like fucking Batman or Fortnite. Oh God, this is the one reason why I miss racism. If you think about it, like, just hear me out. Because instead of seeing a Native American, like white kids dressed like, you know, indigenous people, now it's everybody's Fortnite. Everybody's gonna run around like a fucking Fortnite character, Minecraft character. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's terrible. That's horrible. I'm not saying that we should go back. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, dude? It's crazy.
because those individuals can simply say, I'm indigenous, and you need to back up. That's the precedent you set for yourselves. And it's really disgusting.
Very true. Not really true, but...
Cancel me. I don't care. Cancel. Like, I'm canceling myself. I'm done with this app. Because at the end of the day, there are millions upon millions of people who have opinions here.
I don't care, bro.
Which means that my opinion is not valid. And that's okay.
Care. I don't care, bro.
So if you are this color and want to dress up as Matoaka or Pocahontas, do it. Before you do it, though, please.
I mean, I wonder though, like, this is a real question. I'm not trying to be like this. I know I've been joking around a lot about this. It's a real question. Like, is it like, let's say like a white girl's favorite character is Moana. Is it such a bad thing for them to dress up like Moana? Like, as long as they don't paint their skin darker. Like, is it so bad that like a little white girl loved Moana, so she dresses up like Moana? Or she liked Princess and the Frog. That movie was so good. Because if my daughter was like, Daddy, I want to dress up like the fucking, from like Tiana from Princess, I wouldn't say no. You know what I'm saying, dude? I would get her the dress. I would be, if she's like, I want to paint my skin, I'd be like, yeah, that you can't do. But like, wouldn't that be a good thing? It's fucking Halloween. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, like imagine your white kid loved like a movie that was starring black people. You know? Would it be so bad? As long as they don't paint their face. Like, is it so bad? You know, like, what if you love Pocahontas? What if my young daughter is like, I really love Pocahontas? Am I supposed to be, you can't do that? Doesn't that make things a little more racist? You know what I mean? Because, like, now I have to shame my daughter and be like, you can't dress up like your favorite character. Because you're not, like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that like you should dress up like my kid was like, I want to dress up like a Native American from this movie. Like, I'd be like, nah, I don't think you could do that. But if there's a character specifically that you love and admire as a kid, like, is it racist for you to fucking dress like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Please put in your bio that you are a descendant of Matoaka, or simply put indigenous in your bio. Or, if that, look up all the tribes who have been decimated and no longer federally recognized or state recognized or recognized at all, and put that in your bio. Because no one should ever question you about your indigeneity because of your whiteness. Because that is a precedent that people set because of what I fucking said.
I know what he's talking about, man.
Which is true. And their feelings got hurt because of what I said. If you are this color and want to dress up as a native person, please put indigenous in your bio.
What does that mean? Are you saying if you're white and you want to dress up like an indigenous character to say that you're indigenous? I don't get the logic here. Am I missing something? Is he just not communicating well?
Before you do anything like that. Because if anyone questions you about your indigeneity, tell them that they are ignorant.
Whoa. They are ignorant? I thought it censored it.
For questioning you for utilizing the colonizers' tools like DNA, blood quantum.
Damn, it's so sad. So my kid wanted
tribal enrollment, federal enrollment.
It's terrible because I want to dress up like Modern Warrior for Halloween because he's so inspiring to me, and now I can't because I'm not indigenous.
State enrollment, anything along those lines. For.
Yo, your internet sucks, doggy. You're gonna have to figure out something to say during your thing.
Because that is the precedent that they.
Come on, brother. What are you doing here?
Whiteness or other people's indigeneity, you need to stop. If you agreed with all the bullshit that other peoples were saying about whiteness and indigeneity in this country, in the United States, you muted yourself.
I wish you'd mute yourself.
Hey, he did it. He muted himself.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna shit and cum, dude. It's I'll start singing a song. I'm one between
Good luck.
The things.
Thanks. I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
You're mad annoying. Oh yeah. You keep telling us
that. For the position you put me in.
Okay. Yeah, if you ever subscribe to his OnlyFans, you can see some positions that he puts himself in, if you know what I'm saying. I did a review of it. It was $30 for a month. And then after that, I paid like an extra $20 just to unlock some terrible pictures. I barely even saw any schlong. Kind of a waste.
You're gonna overdo an OnlyFans. At least show the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Picture perfect man.
If I said you're black, presenting a black passing, you're black. No one ever said anything.
Well, yeah, because that's different. So if like you say that like, hey, if you look or if you're black, then you're black, is different from saying that if like you look white, you're white. Because usually that's like invalidating of somebody's heritage, right? That would be what it was. Like, so if you're a black person, you're like, oh, you look white. Like that could be seen as like you saying that like you're not black enough anymore, kind of distancing yourself from like that, or like the oppression that you might identify with in some capacity. Because a lot of people, even if they're a little more white passing, could still face some type of an issue, especially if they still have family that's black. You know what I mean? That's what it comes off to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just insensitive. You just don't really need to be saying that shit. You weren't making like an intelligent point. You were just trying to be You were just trying to be based. That's really all it was, man. A lot of people are trying to be based online, trying to say some dumbass, shocking shit, and I did the same thing too. I remember saying some dumbass shit. Some of it was like very racially insensitive too. And I remember after I said that, I took a step back. I'm like, fuck. Because you get caught in the trap of like saying some dumb shit just for attention. Like you don't even realize it's so hard to communicate to you fucking peasants. I'm just kidding. But it's hard to communicate to people who aren't like terminally online, like a lot of my fans are, that like sometimes you unintentionally get caught up in like fucking the terminally online nature, and it kind of fucks you up, you know? And you're like, damn, I really said some dumbass shit just for some, and you don't even realize that you're saying some dumbass shit for attention. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. And so like that's what you did, dumb motherfucker. And like instead of being like, damn, I realized that what I said was insensitive. At the time, I didn't really think about it. Like that would have been respectable, but you didn't. You didn't do that. You didn't fucking communicate that. You can fuck up if you genuinely like God damn, I fucked up. That shit happens. Okay.
But God forbid I question whiteness.
Questioning
you lost
whiteness.
Your fucking minds.
Questioning whiteness.
And now everyone who looks like this can say they're indigenous.
I'm so sorry.
Can claim a tribe.
Yeah, true.
Can look up the ancestors who are no longer here and claim a tribe because of that bullshit.
Sure.
Precedent, use that.
Okay, it's him lagging. It's not me.
I'm already canceled.
Okay.
Because I'm canceling myself. And I'm just laughing at all of you.
Damn, that's harsh, brother.
Terrible names.
Okay.
Because I stood up for people who are being pulled over today in Arizona because of SB 1070 for the color of their skin.
Let's see what that is. I find SB 1070.
Because I stood up for Afro-Indigenous individuals in our communities who are never recognized.
SB 1070 is Arizona's controversial anti-immigration law. The Supreme Court has upheld SB 1070's notorious "Show Me Your Papers" provision, deciding that it is not preemptive by federal law. This provision has been blocked by lower courts in Arizona and other copycat states until now. Discriminatory laws like SB 1070 invite racial profiling of Latinos and others who may look or sound foreign, including many U.S. citizens who have lived in America their entire lives. Okay, so the idea... Okay, so from what I'm seeing, main provision. Police demand papers and investigate immigration service if they suspect a person is undocumented. Police arrest individuals without a warrant if they believe they are deportable immigrants who fail to carry federal registration papers are guilty of a state crime. Wow. Immigrants who seek or accept work without authorization are guilty. So what it seems like here is saying that, like, okay, saying like if you are somebody who's basically non-white, we could pretty much at our discretion pull you over and ask for papers to see if you are, if you're actually legal here. I understand some people will be like, yeah, that makes sense because you could because there are illegal immigrants here. I understand that, but you have to understand that the opposite side of that is that anytime that anything happens, they can pull you over as long as you're just not white. It does come off as incredibly racist, and I wish you would have spent a little more time talking about that instead of just mentioning SB 1070 and having other people look into it. And this is one of those things. And you might say like, oh, but he shouldn't have to qualify. Yeah, you should. You're on the fucking internet. If you actually gave a shit about this, you should have been like, okay, SB 10. I've never heard him talk about shit like this. Like this is something that you should have sat back and be like, yeah, SB 1070. Like it's a racial profiling law that opens up non-white people to constant harassment from police officers. Okay, cool. Like, go into it. But it sounds like he kind of just threw it out there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Recognized in our communities, never accepted.
Like, most people wouldn't have looked up SB 1070 and been like, oh, this is what it is. They would have been like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, because he didn't explain it.
My question to you is, why do we not call white passing indigenous people Euro-indigenous people?
What? What is?
You're so quick to put a label like Afro-Indigenous on our black relatives.
What? Wait.
But you hesitate to put Euro-Indigenous on our white passing and white presenting Native brothers and sisters.
I just don't understand the point of this question. So why don't you call, like, indigenous people from European countries Euro-Indigenous? But why do they call them Afro? It's probably because people in general, especially the indigenous people who have been in most Western areas, attempted to be, lack of a better term, raped out of existence, you know, through multiple means, such as educational programs as well, to remove them from their families and educate them on Western ideologies and distance them from their own heritage. Most people would be a little apprehensive about aligning as closely as possible to those people. Whereas, like, I don't think that in, I guess, African countries, Afro-American or Afro-Indigenous people, there probably wasn't like a systematic African protocol, for lack of a better term, to get rid of their indigenous identities. Right? I mean, I don't know the specific, but that, from what I understand, does that make sense? I feel like that's probably why. He's saying if you're pure native, then you should be called Euro native. I just feel like, why? Like, I just feel like I understand it. Because, like, I didn't do shit to indigenous people, but, like, you know, America did as a country. So they're like, hey, I don't want to be called, like, Euro-indigenous, because then I feel like I'm, like, then I feel like the systematic attempt to rid me from existence by, people who historically, people in European countries back in the day, they win. I feel like that's what it is. That feels very... That feels like, that seems like the point. And I'm not super educated on this shit, so I'm not going to pretend that I am. But, like, I feel like that's the general point. That makes sense to me. Right? Does that make sense?
Why is that?
Who's pure anything? Shit, I'm pure sexy, brother.
Is it because we're racist? Is it because we're anti-black?
No, I think it's because you're a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Whoa! I was wrong! You think this guy's an idiot.
Never are white Euro-indigenous people questioned about their indigeneity. Never.
You questioned their indigeneity. What are you talking about? Would you consider Australia like European and something? I would, right? You're doing it. You're the one that's questioning their, like, whatever you just, like, wait.
Questioned are white Euro-indigenous people questioned about their indigeneity. Never.
You were the one who did it. You're the one who questioned people, like, white indigeneity. You said that if you look white, you're white. You're white. If you're white passing, then you're white. So, like, indigenous people, other people, you did that. What the fuck's going on? Am I a fucking idiot, dude? What's happening here?
And all of you, fucking all of you, decided to cancel me. Yeah. Because I raised a question.
That you didn't raise a question.
How pathetic all of you are.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I'm a bad guy. Just Billie Eilish said so. She knew it from the start.
You stepped on me. You excommunicated me because you wanted to protect your white relative, your white parent, your white father, your white mother, your white whatever the fuck.
Oh shit. These white people are terrible people. White mothers are the worst white people.
Like I said, I'm canceling myself.
Not really. You're just kind of
because you guys are too
You're not really canceling yourself. You're lashing out of anger and trying to rewrite history. This is why this has happened, like, what, 6 months or months after this whole ordeal went down, and you're continuously doubling down because you're hoping that if you say the same dumb fucking thing over and over again, people will lose interest in what's going on, and they'll just be like, you know what, maybe he was right. Maybe I am a fucking idiot and don't understand how to be a person. Like, this is what the thing is. We'll all be like, we'll all understand what the fuck's going on in the moment, and then some people will just continuously say the same dumb fucking thing that's wrong over and over and over and over again. over and over, constantly, even months later, hoping that like somehow their rewriting of history will take. That's all that's going on right here, brother. Ooh, look at this guy. He's probably sexy.
Fucking ignorant to look at yourselves. All of you and your Euro indigenous bullshit.
What?
I'm mad. I'm very mad. I'm angry. I'm so angry.
You don't seem that angry, but you know.
I'm so mad.
Shit. When I'm mad, I constantly tell people how mad I am. I'm real mad right now because they don't really understand. When I'm mad, nobody can understand through like my actions that I'm actually angry. They're like, "What? You don't look mad." Oh, I'm so angry right now, guys. I have to tell them because I seem happy when I don't. When I'm mad, it seems like I'm not mad. It seems like I'm faking it. So I have to keep telling you that I'm mad. That's how it works, guys. You know, I'm pretty mad right now, guys. I'm fucking angry. I'm so angry. Can you tell? No, I can't. Well, then you're racist. You can't tell I'm angry right now? I'm an angry bird. The fuck is this hex? Come on, brother. Why do you give me this fucking shit? Sorry, it was a game. Give me.
Because you prioritize whiteness.
Prioritize whiteness.
So stupid.
Yeah, well, you are stupid.
You protected them.
Yeah.
And you protected whiteness. How gross is that? Oh my god.
Disgusting, brother. I'm with you. Fucking.
Instead of your brown, black brothers and sisters.
Hope white people all fucking die tomorrow. Fucking hope every white person in the world.
I'm sorry for talking shit to my Australian brothers and sisters, but that is another conversation. I'm talking about the United States right now.
Yeah, but the problem is that you were talking on some shit you don't know fucking shit about, as if you knew shit about it. That's why your Australian brothers and sisters, which you made sure to invalidate their fucking indigeneity. I didn't know that was a word. That's why, like, that's who you should be apologizing to, motherfucker. You're sitting here trying to gaslight everybody thinking that, like, bro, you fucked up. This is the problem, is that you thought that because you were indigenous in fucking America, that you understand the indigenous issues of everybody in the fucking world. Nobody knows that shit. That's like saying, like, I as a white American understand, like, what's going on in fucking Europe with white people. There's difference to shit going on there, right? Like, think about it. They eat, like, beans and toast. Obviously, they're fucking oppressed over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people in Europe are oppressed. Beans on toast? Blech. I'm sitting here, I'm eating fucking, you know, good food. You're eating fucking garbage. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm eating McDonald's and shit. I'm fucking dying slowly. I played the video. It's just lagging.
Everyone was talking to me about, like...
Titties? What does he say?
Tea is still tea no matter how much milk you add to it. It's like, do you not know that we're lactose intolerant?
That's the dumbest fucking thing he's ever said. Okay, so the response people were saying was like, hey, tea is still tea regardless of how much milk you add. Again, we already talked about like what happened to the indigenous peoples in like Australia. So they were like, tea is still tea, bro. Like, you can't invalidate my fucking indigenousness. Right? And he's like, don't you know we're lactose intolerant? Is he being serious right now? Or is that like a really shitty attempt at a joke? Because that was fucking pathetic. Oh my god. Based, by the way.
That we're lactose intolerant?
Oh, he's being serious. Hold on, I think he's being serious right now. Are you being fucking serious, brother?
All are so afraid of being canceled.
Do you not understand what like an analogy is? Do you not understand what an analogy is, brother? Do you not get what the point that they're trying to make? Damn, you're something else. You're something else.
On this social media world.
Social media world. The metaverse, as I call it.
That you literally lay down your arms.
Yep. Lay down my legs too. That's how I go to sleep. Lay down my whole body.
And roll out the red carpet for whiteness.
The white carpet.
To step in.
The white. I mean, whiteness was already kind of like the prevailing narrative. So if anything, you're wrong about the way that you're presenting this. But if your logic, it would have just been like you're continuing to allow people, you know, blah 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 blah. But it doesn't matter because you're like wrong anyway.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing for you, brother.
That was really.
Yep, I made me shit my pants when it happened.
Disgusting.
Just like poop. Near.
And now that Halloween is coming up, if you look like this,
Halloween.
Please put indigenous in your TikTok bio.
Okay.
Before you put on your Metallica or Pocahontas or Chieftain.
In Metallica? That's a white thing,
costume.
Bro. Well, it's not really a white thing. It's a metal thing.
If you go to Coachella and wear a headdress, just claim that you're indigenous.
That's you the key, though.
And anyone who is tribally affiliated cannot say anything against you.
Okay. I don't really know what the point you're making is, but I guess I don't think anybody does. Something
Tell them
about
that you're reconnecting.
Reconnecting.
Because that is a precedent that they set.
Yeah, the precedent of the United States of America, baby. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just being stupid. Where's Warlord Soulmaz?
So that's my little rant on the whole white passing, white presenting thing.
Yeah. I feel you, dog. I feel you.
Any native content creator who
I don't make any sense when I rant too, brother. Don't worry about it.
Calls out anyone who is white and is wearing a Halloween costume that represents native people, better slow your roll. Those people might be indigenous.
Slow your roll.
Or are indigenous.
And
or are a descendant. So you need to approach them very delicately, educationally, and in a way that is reaffirming of their identity.
Oh, that's probably true if they actually are indigenous. Are you by mocking them?
You can't call them.
What it sounds like he just said is like, hey, if you approach like a white person, and like you need to operate as if they may actually be indigenous because they might actually be indigenous. So don't approach them antagonistically. Approach them in like a more understanding way. That sounds like, I feel like he's being ironic in what he's saying, but that's kind of like true, no? Like if, because you don't know if they, right? Like I think he's trying to like make it seem like what he's like saying that in a sarcastic manner, but that sounds like the right thing you should do because again, you don't know like somebody's history and like why they may have had their indigenous identification, to an extent, like genocided out of them through some kind of like westernized education protocol and taking away their kids and putting them in white families to re-educate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, you should do that. No,
Call them white. You can't call them racist.
Okay.
You can't. Maybe they're a little ignorant.
Okay.
But you can't question who they are as a person.
Okay.
Based on the precedent that you set.
Okay, I guess.
And congratulations.
Okay. This sounds like if you were saying this unironically, that's what probably the right thing to do. But
let me do a really quick recap.
Yeah, do it.
I've exhausted all of my legal options to sue the individuals who use tools of defamation to get me to where I am today.
Definitely. You're a dumb fuck, motherfucker. I've exhausted my legal tools. Legal tools of what? You got fucking clowned on, dude, because you're a dumbass. What the fuck are you talking about, legal tools? What the fuck are you talking about? Get out of here, dude. Come on. Who'd you talk to? See, dude, what are you talking about?
And the individuals who were involved are all pieces of shit.
Yeah, well, you were involved. So.
The only individual who stood by my side through everything and helped me stand up on my feet was Miss Jones.
Okay.
And
sounds like a nice person.
Of course, she's a strong black woman.
Yes.
And all my love and respect to her. After that, there was a precedent set by Native and Indigenous TikTok to say that you could look like this and still benefit from all of Native culture. So you.
What is he saying?
Have, from my understanding, a green light to dress up as Metallica or AKA Pocahontas.
I'm hearing Metallica. What is he saying? Metallica? Is that somebody different?
Halloween, as long as you claim indigeneity. And if people question you about
your bro, your shit's
your blood quantum and or your DNA tests, tell them that they are utilizing the tools of the colonizer anymore. Because that is a precedent that they set about a couple of months ago. And it's been really fun and interesting to see them backpedal and backstep those current decisions now.
I'm fucking clown right now, bro.
Yeah. So now that Halloween, the football season started, Indigenous
Halloween,
Peoples
football.
Day / Thanksgiving
Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's another one we gotta watch out for, guys.
is all coming up.
I think they actually might have changed like the Cherokee, the name of the Cherokee. I think they're phasing that out. Wait, are you trying to attack me, doggy? Bro, don't fuck with me, dog. I'll fucking roundhouse your ass. I'll give you a free one on that one. It's like Spider-Man said. Bro, this guy's cruising for a fucking bruising right now. He's really like, he's staring me down. I will fucking roundhouse your ass, brother. Sorry. Let's get back.
You have the Indigenous stamp of approval to do what you want, because that is a precedent that they set.
Okay. You got it, brother.
In addition to that, I would like to add an argument to all of TikTok. Why is it that we...
Dude, your internet's terrible. Like, what the fuck's happening, dude?
And not categorize white...
This is how I know that there are real issues in the Indigenous community, because Modern Warrior can't get access to good fucking Wi-Fi for TikTok lives.
Passing Indigenous people as Euro-Indigenous people. Why?
That's not what you were saying, bro. You were trying to just be a dickhead, so... And I wonder
help with the confusion.
If I ever cross your mind.
And you made damn well and very well sure that I was confused.
For me, it happens all the time.
In addition to that, you never
it's
listen
a Carter
to
after one.
And Afro-Indigenous
I'm all alone
people.
and I need you, lamp so see.
You don't question.
And I said I wouldn't call, but I lost all control and I need you, Modern Warrior. Sorry.
Accept them as brothers and sisters.
This is my audition tape for American Idol.
But when a black and Afro-Indigenous individual comes forward in our community, you question their entire existence. I wonder why that is.
You like that? Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Anywho.
Thank you.
I
gotta make the video a little better.
This is my last live.
Oh shit.
TikTok is and was a stepping stone for my career.
Think you're gonna be playing Dragonflight?
Yes, yes, I will be, brother. I will be. But I'm gonna make sure to only play a dwarf or a human or gnome, because if I play, because here's the problem. This is just something we don't talk about. Look at this. If I create a new character, these are some of these other races are supposed to be based off, like, this is like the fucking Tauren are based off its nature backwards. It's supposed to be based off like indigenous peoples. I can't play this character or else it's racist. You know what I'm saying, dude? I can't play this character. It'd be racist. You should only be able to play a Tauren because they're based off of indigenous people. I'm being serious. That's a real thing. If you are indigenous. If not, we have to, nobody should be playing it. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
And I will be focusing on my mental and physical health.
That's good. Go to the gym? That's a good idea. Me too. I should do that.
And I am giving my platform
Is this one supposed to go?
to people who I consider my friends.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And if you do not know,
you're my friend
is a title that I give to very, 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 very little amount of people.
Well, that's how you should do it. But
These are people who have offered me safety, who have my phone number,
nice,
who I can hug, and have known me as Lance.
So you mean like people in the real world? Like, what? Okay, like oh, people I'm gonna call friend. I'm only calling people friends if they're within proximity. But yeah, that's usually how you should like operate with your friendships. Like, hey, are you like, you know, instead of like these fucking. I mean, you know, creator friends can potentially be some fake ass motherfuckers. You got to be careful, guys. But okay, thanks for letting us know. Thanks, brother.
They don't know me as Modern Warrior.
Modern Warrior.
They know me as Lance. They're not strangers to me. and I'm very excited for them.
Why? What did they?
To take this away from me?
Oh, dude, I'm getting
and make it their
snapped
own.
on. Holy fuck!
I spent the last almost year and a half, because I started my TikTok journey in December of 2020. Yes, December 2020.
It's me too.
And
I'm a frog, bro. I'm a fucking frog. I'm dead.
I really kicked off in 2021. Wait, so it's 2022.
Let's kill this guy.
Shit.
Damn, I can't take this.
What year is it? Shit, I don't know. Anywho,
Yo, your fucking internet stinks, brother.
22. Good. Yeah. 22. Sorry, the pandemic fucked things up.
Must have fucked up your internet too, bro.
I built a platform at its max at 3.4 million people.
Wow.
In a matter of
what?
Of a year.
Crazy, brother.
I established.
Okay. It's TikTok, not that impressive.
I think I did.
I mean, like being hateful and race baiting is, you know, that making you that bringing you to the number, bringing you your number isn't exactly like something to be proud of. I got famous for twerking, so 35 million views for out twerking James Charles, brother. Yeah, dude. Got him. Who would have thought that an adult would have been the one that caused James Charles to be his downfall? You know what I mean? Instead of like a kid. Well, I guess they did kind of become his downfall, didn't they? I don't know.
All that I could.
You know what I'm saying, though?
So I established Hey Colonizer.
Hey Colonizer. Because that's not antagonist.
I established my name, Modern Warrior. Everyone, I think, knows my name, my social media tag. So Modern Warrior MW.
Yeah.
And
you're a meme. You're a lol cow. People, they laugh at you for that.
And in less than 1 year,
yeah,
I gained at my peak 3.4 million people on this platform.
Wow.
And as I was deleting my posts today, I think I posted about 60 to 70 times.
Wow.
And so if you think about it,
is this how what you guys hear when I talk about me how I used to be famous on TikTok? Is this what you guys hear? Like just fucking unintelligible dribble that nobody cares about? I got famous on TikTok. Wow. Like, is that what you guys are like? Okay, Papa got, like, we fucking get it, you idiot. You're so stupid. Like, shut the fuck up. Is that how I sound? Is this how I fucking sounded? Shit. I probably do. Like a fucking
60
moron.
to 70 times. I would say 70. 70 times.
70 times what? Like 100?
3.4 million. Let's round up a little bit. 3.5 million.
Okay. That's what I do too. I go 3.2
divided by 7.
That's what I do. I say 2.4 instead of like actually 2.5. I'll be like 2.5 million, rounding up. You know what I mean? Like when I tell a girl, like, I was like, my penis is actually like 6 inches. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just rounding up. Let's just do a little rounding up.
70.
Do a little
I can't
rounding
do
up.
math, but that's a lot.
Like, the reason you can't do math, bro, is because of westernization taking over. Colin, I mean, fucking dogs, shut up now. Westernization taking over fucking indigenous people. We made it so they can't do math anymore. Sorry, it's like a little bit of an insensitive joke. Yep.
That's about like 500.
Dude. Can somebody count how many fucking times that the live
per post
is fucking doing this?
Oh wait, no, 5,000 people follow me per
Wow, that's correct. 5,000 people follow me per post. Oh, okay.
post.
I'm
terrible at math. I'm more of a...
I'm bad at math. I'm more of a race baiting kind of guy. I'm not really good at the whole math thing. I'm really good at race baiting, though. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. What am I supposed to do now? Do I put this in my butt? What is this? Do I kill this? Oh, I gotta kill that guy. Okay. Hey, brother. Fuck your butt.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, math is unfortunate.
But,
I hate
alas,
it too.
Here we are.
I used to be so good at it too, but you know, I don't know more. Okay, guys, very cool. I just teleport backwards.
Yeah, Womblands was bullshit.
No,
Womblands. Yep, he's talking about that Chelsea girl. That girl was crazy, and she tried to insinuate he sexually assaulted her, and that was wrong. But you still disrespected. You cannot be a feminist, a male feminist, and a fuckboy at the same time. It just doesn't work like that. You have this disproportionate energy for people. They're gonna hold you to that fucking energy. That's why you got to stop trying to like shit and come all over trying to cancel people. Because when you do that kind of shit, people are like, dude, you're that person. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta be chill, brother. You gotta be chill. What is this thing? Okay. No.
Chelsea, what the fuck her face, was manipulative throughout our entire friendship.
Well, you did lie to her and tell her that you were single and that you were only fucking around with her, and then it turned out, and that's why she lets you hit Raw, bro. She's like, I let him hit Raw because I thought he was just fucking with me. You could have actually gave her like an STD, bro. Like, come on, like, you know, like you're acting like a fuckboy. You know, you act like a fuckboy and you're trying to blame her. Oh, she was so manipulative, bro. You should have known that she was fucking crazy. You got to know when that. Sometimes crazy pussy can be good, bro, but it ain't worth it, bro. I know from fucking experience, bro. I'm married to some crazy fucking bitch. I love her though. I love her so much. But that fucking pussy comes with a lot, bro. You got to be ready for the responsibility. All right? You want good shit? You got to be ready to take care of it, bro. She'll fuck you. Crazy shit, brother. Crazy.
Aunt Karen was thirsty as fuck and got mad at me when I never responded to her responses.
Because you fucked her and then you ghosted her, dude. You're a fuckboy. You stupid ass.
Miss Jones was a sweetheart.
Miss Jones, did you fuck Miss Jones?
Is a sweetheart. And
he probably didn't fuck Miss Jones. I think he only likes white women. Isn't that the ironic thing? The most race baity motherfuckers, like the most race baiting, like anti-white people are fucking people who fuck white people. Isn't that the weirdest shit? Like Lance was like exclusively like he was just fucking around white girls. He was dating like an indigenous girl, but he was just fucking around white girls. Aunt Karen married to a white guy. I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, but it seems like the most racist fucking or prejudiced people of color are ones who are married to white people. I don't really get it. I don't understand how you could be going around there fucking calling white people pieces of shit when you're fucking married to one, dude. I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's all I'm saying, dude. I don't get it, personally.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Hold on, wait. I'm a silly boost.
And again, no one's ever dated, apparently, on this app. You've never.
Nobody. That's just not a dating app, bro. A lot of old people think it's a dating app. That's why they duet each other and like, I would fuck you. It's always the cringest shit in the world. It ain't a dating app, dude. You can't be a fuckboy on the internet, bro. Held to a higher standard.
Anywho. That's the tea. Yeah.
Damn, that was a sad moment.
Yeah.
That's the tea.
I'll reiterate. So
you don't need to reiterate.
I've lost.
I guess we're gonna reiterate after
two siblings.
Commercial break here.
Damn,
that's harsh.
Depression, sadness.
That's sad, bro. I mean, I'm
sibling.
I'm hoping that wait, so they're not actually related to him. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, what's happening right now? He said he lost to depression, lost two siblings. I think that they're like indigenous brothers or something. I think that's what he meant when he did like the quotes. I don't think that their tragic passing though frees you from the shitty things you've done.
To depression and sadness.
That's sad, brother.
And
you're still an asshole.
What the fuck's her face? Knew this.
What the fuck's her face?
And every time
what does that mean?
Did not express interest in her, she would send me messages about unaliving herself. And
hey, just let her do it then. If I was with somebody who would do that kind of shit, she'd be like, "Oh, I'll kill myself if blah blah blah." You got just let them do it. That's my advice to you. Sorry, guys, I know that might sound a little harsh, but that's my fucking advice to you. Just let them do it because they're most of the time they're just being like fucking manipulative. That's shitty. Yeah, I could see Chelsea doing that. You know, I could see her doing that.
Made me feel guilty for not replying or seeing her.
Well, again, you still were fuckboy. You could both be bad people at the same time.
That was some bullshit. And then even prior to that, Aunt Karen would respond to some of my posts and would call me frustrated about why I never responded to her posts about responding to me.
Yeah, we saw this, right?
And yeah, she was just thirsty and was mad that I didn't sling it her way.
I didn't hear that part. Wait, Modern Warrior's trying to say that Karen wanted to fuck, and then she was just upset that they wouldn't fuck? Is that what he just said? What the fuck, dude? That's crazy.
So, which is why she collaborated with, what the fuck's her name, and did their best to
I don't know who you're talking
dismantle
about.
me as an individual.
What? Why don't you tell us the names of the people you're referring to? What's her name? Who the fuck's what's her name? Who did she collaborate with? Like, what the fuck?
And after months of investigation
baby,
combing through the evidence, my team of lawyers decided not to pursue any legal action because
I had no case.
Those people in general started beginning to backtrack their
that doesn't matter.
their message. After,
if you ever had, so I like this narrative he's like pushing. It was like, I would have sued them, but they started to change their tune. Nah, motherfucker, you had no case, bitch. That's why you started to backtrack. What are you talking about?
Making the damage that they did. So, yeah, which is why I'm here right now.
Crazy.
On my last live.
That's why I'm here right now.
I am proudly and happily giving my.
They're changing their perspective. Them basically what he's trying to say is that them conceding to him somehow made it necessary for him to quit. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make any sense, Lance. The fuck are you on about, brother? You don't make any goddamn sense. You crazy asshole.
To folks who I consider dear friends of mine.
Dude, I don't have any dear
people
friends.
Who
just dog friends.
Knew me before they know me as Lance and not Modern Warrior. Who've offered me shelter, who've actually given me physical hugs and friendship embraces over the past couple of months.
Yay.
And I'm excited for them because the work that they do is really important. And
what work is it that they do?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
I'm in therapy. If I'm medicated, I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy for about 8 years now because about 7 or 8 years ago, my sister.
Oh, wait. I thought he was trying to say that he had to go to therapy because people were mean to him. But you're telling me you've been in therapy? Okay. I mean, that sucks. But like again, mental health issues aren't like an excuse to be a piece of shit. You know, you just shouldn't have been a dickhead. You're getting too addicted to the fame, Lance.
My sister Michelle decided to leave.
You like the Italian?
So I've been in therapy. So trust me, like I
said as an Italian, they want me to make more fun of more Italian people. You got it, brother. Easy peasy.
I've been in therapy.
So why was he in therapy?
Therapy. So trust me. Decided to leave. So I've been in therapy. So trust me, like
Me too.
I've been in therapy.
I was in therapy.
I've been working on myself.
That's cool. For 8 years, ain't working, brother.
You could suggest me to therapy. I've been in therapy for a very, very long time, and
proof therapy
even
doesn't
then,
work.
sometimes therapy is not the answer or the only answer.
Yeah. True. Speaking facts, Lance. Speaking facts.
Medication is not the only answer. So I've been prescribed.
Personally, I think you try to stay away from medication. Try the best to mitigate your problems without it. If you really need it, go on it, obviously. But it can really fuck you up.
450 milligrams of
450 milligrams of testosterone.
Antidepressants.
Oh, okay.
And about 150 milligrams of anti-anxiety medication.
Is that a lot? Because I take 1,000 milligrams of metformin because I'm a fat piece of shit. So I'm just wondering if that's like if that's a lot, you know? I'm just wondering. Just curious. I don't know.
On a daily basis. And for the past 4 or 6 months, that's what I've been taking. And so during that entire time, I've been a fucking zombie. And I've decided to slowly decline my intake of that medication and reanalyze my prescription with my doctors. Okay. They only prescribed that to me because I have severe depression and severe anxiety as well as PTSD. So
from what? I'm just curious. Because like I don't know, like that's sad if it's true. I don't even know if I can believe this guy because he's kind of a bullshit artist. But then at the same time, it's like, oh, it's convenient that you're telling us all this now after you're getting canceled. Like it feels like you're trying to make us feel bad for you. And you know, I don't know if I do feel bad because he's kind of an asshole. You know what I mean? Like if I sat here and everybody hated me, and I was like, guys, I'm depressed, blah blah blah. You'd be like, I don't give a fuck, Papa Guy. You're a dickhead. And it's like that's true. I am a fucking dickhead. Do therapists have therapists? They probably need them, bro. I feel like the best therapists are people who already fucked in the head themselves. You know? You know what I'm saying?
What the hell are you taking? Let me grab my prescription really quick.
Why? Why do we need to see it? Guys, I have proof. Maybe he'll show us erectile dysfunction medication because he probably has a hard time getting it up with his girlfriend because he had like fetishizes white women. So he's probably like, fuck, I need, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, dude. Picture perfect memories. Hey, colonizers, here's some medication.
So here I have bupropion.
Nice.
HCl XL 150 milligrams. Tablet extended release.
Okay.
Take 3 tablets. So 150 times 3 is 450.
Yeah.
So let me show
Thanks,
you.
Lance. Why do we care?
Yeah. So
guys, I'm so sad. No, you're too hot to kill yourself. Don't do it. No.
Bupropion.
That's it, bro.
Tablet extended.
Yeah. Agreed. Thank you.
I don't know where to say. Hold on.
Me neither. I'm fucking shitting and coming.
Take.
And farting.
Hold on.
And farting. Thanks, bro. I don't care. I don't.
That
Whether you being on this means nothing to any of us. Like, okay, oh, that's okay. That sucks. Shut the fuck up, dude. Don't give a fuck. Okay, you're on medication. That sucks. Like, okay, that doesn't mean that you're allowed to be a doo-doo head. Hey guys, I'm a doo-doo head, but I'm on pills, so it's okay. That's just weaponizing your mental health, brother. That ain't good shit.
Very faint.
It's one thing to be like, it's one thing for him to be like, guys, I took the criticism really poorly because I have like mental health issues and like I struggle with that shit. So I'm sorry that I took like the criticism poorly. Like that's fair. Like I can understand that. If someone's like, yeah, bro, you know, I'm on like this, and this, and I'm sorry it took me so long to come to terms and understand that I fucked up. You know what I mean? Because like these pills on these pills, so like, you know, it kind of fucks with my shit when I'm on medication. I would have been like, you know what, I can respect that because that's bringing your mental health issue into context. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you know, I struggle with this mental health issue, so sometimes I have disproportionate responses to this. Okay, bro, you know what? I respect that. That's some real shit. But like right now, you're just like doubling down, telling us that that you have mental health problems. It's just like it's a cope. It's just like it's not cope. It's just you trying to like make an excuse. There's a difference between using your mental health or bringing up your mental health for context versus weaponizing your mental health. And you're just weaponizing your mental health right now, bro. You know what I mean? It's just like it's two different things. You know, you're just being pathetic, dude. You're just being what they call in the medical field a stinky boy. A little stinky boy.
3.
A little poo-poo head. Oh, shit, I got a quest to go into Gundrak?
Take 3 tablets.
All right, so take 3. Okay. Take 3 fucking tablets, asshole.
And then for anxiety, I take escitalopram. Well, it's not 150. I'll say.
Okay. I guess that wasn't the full live, but thankfully, peace be with you and also with you. It's over.
Shane Yaw is
relax. We don't need to watch that. All right, man. Well, that's the full Modern Warrior Crybaby Meltdown video. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed that. He's on for now, I guess. Who fucking knows if this asshole's coming back? I don't really know. It's quite possible. It's quite possible. All right. All right. That's what it is. All right, let's see something. Here's the one. Let's see. This is what we're going to do. Should be so like an animal earlier, brother. Dude. What did we learn? Modern Warrior is a penis. He's a penis head. He's a pee-pee head. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to do like one more little segment before we go. And hang out with my wife because it's about 6:20. I want to hang out with my beautiful wife, of course. So what we want to do is like, what do you guys want to do? We could do Christian. We could do that Turkey Tom video about LtCorbis or whatever. You know, like, what are you guys in the mood for? What are you guys down for? Another shot of whiskey. I'll wait for that. Whoa! What are we at here? And 65 we did? So we would do 66. Right? I think we already did 65. Primal Iceberg? I don't know. Not right now. I'm not in the mood for the Primal Iceberg. All right, here's what we got. I'm gonna look through what we got here that I'm willing to do right now. I think it'll either be Turkey Tom or did I do the Shane Dawson video from June the King? Maybe I'll do that video one day. I'm gonna do a poll. We're gonna do it's either Turkey Thomas or Chris Chan 66. All right, I'm gonna go pee-pee. And I'll let then you tell me. You tell me, motherfucker. That's fine. Look, we'll talk about it there. All right. 58% Turkey Thomas. Wow. Well, guys, you know, I don't make the rules on this stream. Unfortunately, we can't watch Christian Watch Chandler. We're going to have to watch Turkey Tom. Oh, no. What a tragedy to have to watch Turkey Tom videos. Nah, he's a good content creator. Oh, I'm all down. I'm down with that. Turkey. What is it? Is Thomas spelled with a Thomas? Turkey Thomas. And I wonder if I ever cross your mind. I wish I could listen to music on stream. Hey, listen, Turkey Tom won. The chat has spoken. Okay? So this is what happens. Okay, you guys want to live in a fucking democracy. Okay, guys. All right, here we go. So this video, we're going to watch this video here. You guys spoke. 58% this video. 42% Christian 66. Pretty high for Christian considering it's the 66th part, but we're going to have to get to that eventually. Anyway, people have been sending me this video for a long time. It's a Turkey Tom video called What Happened to LtCorbis. So let's get it going. I mean, I think you guys sent me this video like when it came out. It was like July. So it's been a few months here. That was July. So let's get this going, guys.
Like to admit it or not.
Whoa.
Whether we like to admit it or not, kids have always been a big part of the commentary community. From picking on the cringy videos produced by them to relying on younger audiences to fuel the toxicity of their fan bases. And if you think about it, it makes sense why that's the case. Kids have more time than anyone else. Time to watch YouTube and become invested in the stories that the community produces.
Kids are also psychopaths. I don't know if you guys knew that. But kids have like they have less they care less about the people around them, so I feel like they're more likely to be toxic on the internet because they don't feel bad. You know what I mean? Like kids are actual pieces of shit. Did you guys know this?
So what happens when one of those kids then becomes one of the most popular faces in the genre? For a few years, that face belonged to LtCorbis.
As you could venture to guess, I'm in middle school, and if you're in school now or you were in school before, you know that there's going to be a bad egg or two scattered around the school.
A girl whose career began before she was even 12 years of age. At her peak, she had more than 900,000 subscribers, and the respect she commanded was the envy of many others. But today, hardly anyone ever talks about LtCorbis. After a political controversy a few years ago and her own channel deletion, it seemed everyone just stopped caring. Her audience of nearly 1 million people simply moved on.
That's crazy.
But I didn't forget. In fact, when it comes to the commentary community, it seems I never do. This is the story of what happened to LtCorbis. On August 10th, 2015, the LtCorbis channel was created. Its owner, a then 11-year-old named Sophia, had been watching YouTube for some time, being introduced to the platform by her brother. The first content she was exposed to was Minecraft YouTubers and Let's Players, as is the case for many young children. However, she quickly drifted her focus to slightly more mature videos, that being the commentary community. According to her, she had been active on the image board 4chan since just 9 years of age. If you're from
That's where it starts, brother. 4chan. Now 4chan's dead. Like they were at somewhere else. And like I said, this is all the time. 4chan is just for like people looking at, you know, porn now and those horrible cartel videos. Oh, Jesus. Have you ever seen those before, dude? That shit's fucking horrible. Jesus Christ.
Familiar with the site at all, you're also aware that its most infamous boards host content that is anything but child-friendly. As a result, it's likely her early use of this website played into a more dark sense of humor. And even at this early age, Sophia was not content simply watching from the sidelines. She wanted to participate in the chaos, which enveloped the YouTube community at the time. Before this channel, she apparently had a Minecraft channel while she was invested in the more child-friendly content of Minecraft YouTubers.
Minecraft, bro.
But that went nowhere, and she abandoned it. Once interested in commentary channels, she once again attempted to emulate the style of her idols.
But all of this kind of relates to a recent shitty business tactic that was pulled by the, you know, the the Fine brothers.
Despite how young she was, the videos were surprisingly good. She had a decent grasp on how to make a video entertaining. She had clear...
Is this video going to end with, like, where is she now? Because I truly wonder what's happened to some of these people.
Jokes and roasts, and was honestly better...
Her parents were absent. Honestly, I feel like back then, it was harder to, like, be present. You know what I mean? Like, because... Only because, like, the internet was new. People didn't really understand what the fuck was going on. I wouldn't, you know, nowadays you got to be a little more aware as a parent, especially since you're growing up in, like, the internet age. But, like, back then, like, it was so new. Like, parents now are growing up where, like, yeah, I know what the internet is. So you have a little bit more responsibility to be a little bit better. But back then, bro, how the fuck are you going to know what that shit? You know what I mean? How do you know about that stuff? My old boomer mom barely knows how to use Facebook. You know? I barely know how to use the internet, bro. I grew up in the internet. Something's going on here.
Better than most other adult commentators at the time.
Everyone is becoming a major pussy.
However, after months of uploading, this new channel was seemingly going the same way as her previous Minecraft venture. Just her shouting into the void of YouTube, getting almost no viewers while she uploaded consistently. Nothing really of note would occur until March 10th.
Wait, hold on, let's see what he said.
Into the void
65
of YouTube,
views,
getting almost no viewers while she uploaded consistently. Nothing really of note would occur until March 10th, 2016. Before that date, the channel only had around 50 subscribers, but the trajectory of her life was about to change forever. In the video she made directly before her explosion in popularity, Corbis decided to talk about all of the YouTubers who inspired her. She mentions Leafy, Pyrocynical, SNEAKO, and iDubbbz as her biggest inspirations, even describing herself as an amalgamation of these channels rather than something unique.
It's just like a big clusterfuck of a bunch of other big YouTubers that I watch on a regular basis. So I have...
Was this like the meta back then? I know this is a weird question. Is this like the meta back then? Was to be like a young kid that came off as like very self-aware and like educated and like you know what I mean? Like was that the whole thing and intelligent? Was that like fucking the meta? Because isn't that what happened with SNEAKO? Like it seems weird. Like why were people like, oh my god, they're such a mature young person? Like what the fuck?
Absolutely butt-fuck nothing going for me.
In a community whose humor was split between calling others cringe and calling themselves cringe, this seemed really appealing and made Corbis seem really mature for her age. On March 10th, 2016, a Reddit user discovered the channel and posted one of the videos onto the Pyrocynical subreddit. This boosted the channel to around 250 subscribers due to the Reddit post getting a lot of upvotes. Enough for YouTuber Pyrocynical himself to see it. He would later upload a video to his channel titled The Worst Thing in All of YouTube, where he gave a shout out to her.
Now I could sit here for a good 5 minutes and explain how to be original on YouTube and make original content, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get an 11-year-old girl to explain it.
2 days after this video was released, Sophie had accumulated 60,000 subscribers, and all of her videos were quickly racking up thousands of views. Her channel was actually growing so fast that YouTube temporarily froze her sub count, due to them suspecting that she could have been manipulating her sub count with bots. After the shout-out, other channels like Keemstar also decided to platform her, posting about her rapidly growing sub count while gloating that he had a hand in making her famous.
Well, I guess this is the drama alert effect.
On March 15th of 2016, just 5 days after the initial shout-out, LtCorbis reached the 100,000 subscriber milestone. To congratulate her on her success, Keemstar did an interview on Drama Alert asking some of the questions many were curious about given her recent explosion in popularity.
The thing that shocked me the most is, like, usually kid YouTubers get a lot of hate for, a main reason of being cringy, making, mediocre to bad content.
Probably,
and the amount of support I've gotten is crazy.
They probably get hate from other kids, though. That's the thing. It's probably just other kids hating on those kids. You know what I mean?
Because if you look at, like, the amount of supportive comments versus the amount of comments that are just, like, hate, it's like, absolutely crazy and mind-blowing to me that people actually enjoy what I make.
During that week, she was actually one of the fastest-growing YouTube channels on the entire platform, with her stealing the spotlight from other teenagers and young adults in the commentary community. This article, released at the time from the Daily Dot, claims she might even be the future of all internet media, and praises her for her social commentary. It's already clear that we're heading towards an internet where most of what we consume is video, and our Facebook overlords want us to get there even faster. Plus, gaming streams are growing. Why wouldn't we also get our media commentary from a shitposting kid who can't stop laughing while breaking down BuzzFeed's content strategy? Her understanding of the dynamics of web celebrity and controversy is more sophisticated than that of many adults who do this stuff for a living. They end the article by remarking that her social commentary was much more sophisticated than that of Gamergaters. While I'm sure many of you have heard the term Gamergate, given how long ago it was, it may seem sort of...
I still don't really know what Gamergate is. Gamergate was a loosely organized misogynistic online harassment. I don't even know really what Gamergate was, bro. I feel like I gotta watch a video on Gamergate, but I gotta be careful who I watch it from, because like if I watch it from a gamer, then like they're just gonna tell me that it was all memes and fun, you know.
Nebulous what it was even about or why it matters today. Gamergate was an online movement which, at its core, was about removing identity politics from video games and video game journalism. However you feel about that message...
See, I don't know if I could believe, like, I have to, like, it's one of those things where I'd have to live through it. I feel like, because, like, it probably wasn't just trying to remove idpol from video games. There's probably a point of it that was trying to, like, be a little bit less sexist towards women in video games, because, like, video game industries and video game players are historically very fucking sexist and racist. I'm honestly sure it was about a little more than just that. It's hard to get. I'm sure that's the message some people took out of it, and I'm sure that's part of it in some capacity. But a lot of that shit was probably, like, you know, very fucking just like kind of like sexist shit. You know, people like melting down because like they want to be a little more inclusive, you know.
There's no denying that the existence of that event has been very influential to the internet and culture at large, with terms like social justice warrior being reintroduced to the popular lexicon in a negative light. Gamergate was the start of an entire wave of channels like Sargon of Akkad, who dedicated their time to discussing why political correctness and identity politics were ruining society. And while it was not the primary focus of the commentary community, there was no denying that they partook in that kind of content from time to time. Dunking on 21st century feminists was a huge trend at the time. Case in point, H3H3 Productions posts, "BuzzFeed is the McDonald's of feminism."
BuzzFeed is at it again with the 38th video they've made about having a period.
I'm on my period.
What's so funny is that, like, when we were talking about that before, there's probably like points of it where it was overcorrecting, you know, where it was probably just, I mean, what it sounds like to me is it's probably just trying to be like a little more inclusive when it comes to like video games and online culture, because historically video games and online culture wasn't super inclusive. And then maybe they were engaging in some forms of like overcorrectness, like what BuzzFeed seems like what like BuzzFeed was doing. And then like they throw Ethan in there because I'm pretty sure like Ethan would be like, I hated this moment of my career, even though he was like pretty solid, you know, pretty solid commentary on there, you know. He probably could have done a little more to be a little more nuanced about it, but like where it's like, yeah, not all of it's bad, but I know that he would want to distance himself from that shit. It's just kind of funny because I feel like that's like almost like a subtle jab at Ethan. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that that's what it seems like to me. It's kind of funny.
Do you period? Case of my period.
Yeah, no, I get it. Feminism is for everyone, meaning, you know, this shit could be said to another woman, right? But why does it gotta be a feminist book? Everyone has the ability to be hurtful, but not everyone, but only women have the ability to be victims?
I'm sure. What is the book? A feminist photo book. If you would just wear makeup, you look so okay. I don't know.
You said no, I'm sorry, but not everyone, but only women have the ability to be victims?
Well, if you said no, I'm sorry, but that's pretty discriminatory.
That was somebody see, this is what I'm talking about, overcorrecting. They were like, if you wouldn't date a trans person, you're transphobic. It's like crazy because like I would date a trans person and I am still transphobic. So I thought the logic doesn't logic, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't logic, dude.
Discriminatory. No, it's actually not, you fucking horseman. It's not discriminatory at all.
These three people.
See, that's where you go, like horseman. Like, see, that's the problem. Is it's not discriminatory at all. But then you call a trans like woman a man, and then like boom, then you've made yourself transphobic. You've kind of assassinated your message there by being transphobic. Where you could just be like, bro, you don't have to date a trans woman to be fucking to be like anti-transphobic. Like you everybody has preferences as long as you're not disrespectful.
were no doubt some of Corbis's biggest inspirations, and all of them were posting content roasting cringy feminists. As a result, she herself was a part of that wave, ripping on BuzzFeed and other outlets who were pushing out that kind of cringy content.
I'm not a feminist myself, but it is these feminazi extremists that kind of ruin the message of, you know, the entire group. The real feminists that are fighting for...
I mean, not for nothing. I like this, bro. When it comes to like younger kids saying stuff that sounds intelligent, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's most likely like what they were basically already saying is that like it's a complete copy of some other content creator. Because it's like, I'm just saying, like, it's not really their perspectives of themselves. I'm not trying to shit on this person. I don't know them. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that, like, you know, if you have like 18 different people saying the same thing, and those are their favorite creators, them saying the same thing, kind of just like is like, oh yeah, you know what you get what I'm saying? It's not really genuine. It's like I like these people, you know. Not trying to be an asshole.
Equality and actually want to spread a good message don't seem to make up the face of feminism at all.
And this is a great example of what people liked about her at the time. She swore nonstop, made content as good as the leaders in her genre, talked about the same issues they did with honestly a similar level of sophistication, and was just 11 years old. Because of her age, she would sometimes talk about her school life in the same way she talked about YouTube drama during storytime videos, reminding viewers of the fact that despite her being ahead of the curve in most ways, she was still a middle schooler at the end of the day. Being so popular, of course, would also affect her life outside of YouTube, as those she attended class with would often ask her for autographs.
A lot, you know, sometimes people ask me for like autographs and stuff, and they always overreact to tease me and like whenever they see me and stuff. But my friends are like pay attention to me a lot more, I suppose, than before. Yeah. And talk with me more and that kind of stuff because I don't know.
Because you're famous. That's one of the things that sucks, bro. When you're famous, it's like it's hard to sometimes tell who's friends with you because you're like famous or in some capacity, or who's friends with you because like they respect you. You know what I'm saying? It can be difficult to differentiate those two for some people. How fucking crazy is that, dude?
I guess I'm more interesting or whatever, and they talk with me about videos and ask me questions, so...
At this point, one may expect her channel to slow down. She had her moment in the spotlight, but now she would be reduced to a novelty. At least, that's probably what the competition hoped would happen. Instead, her channel just grew even more with time as her video making skills sharpened.
I'm gonna treat you guys to something nice. A nice channel. The content is good. It's probably the best rapper to ever walk on this planet. And, you know, his name is Maddie B. Raps.
Just a few months later, in July, she was on the cusp of 600,000 subscribers and had attracted a very loyal fan base who watched each and every video she posted. People didn't just sub and forget about her, like what sometimes happens when people get subs in mass off of a shoutout. This now 12-year-old girl was one of the most prominent voices in the commentary community, making videos exposing Counter-Strike scams and posting the usual edgy story videos accompanied with gameplay as visuals. And given how well she was doing, some suspected that she wasn't acting alone. At the time, one of the biggest rumors around her channel was that she was not actually...
Thanks for the donation, brother. I appreciate that.
The only one creating the videos, that instead her older brother was the mastermind behind the entire operation. However, there has never been any substantial evidence to this rumor, and she's denied it at every turn. In my personal opinion, I think she may have had help from a few family members along the way, but ultimately her content was her own. It's not like the videos themselves constituted high art to begin with, even for a 12-year-old to be making.
Well, so that's interesting because like people were saying that like her brother that's actually brings like an interesting question because like I was saying before, like if you're young like that, you probably don't have like a super rooted out perspective on a lot of things that you're saying. You probably know what to say and what not to say. Why are we skipping this boss? Okay. You probably know what to say and what not to say. And like the brother might help like kind of like get that together. Jesus, I'm just like pissed as a fucking game. It was okay. Sorry. Anyway, the brother might be like conditioning or controlling some of the things that are being said to make it seem a little bit more intelligent. Might be editing it in some capacity to make it seem a little bit more profound. I'm not saying that's what is happening, but you know it's possible, and that would be what people are saying. Doesn't mean it's not her content though. Just saying.
Making them.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, there's a barnacle attached to this here vessel. I should probably get out the old spatula and fucking, I don't know, scrape this thing off before it reproduces or some shit.
Whether this is a testament to her intelligence and ability to succeed in a community of adult peers despite her very young age, or a testament to the lack of intelligence of the adults in this community and the fact that a literal middle schooler was able to steal their thunder, is something I'll leave up to you.
The rate at which this channel is growing is amazing, and at this point, I really don't have much more to say for these milestones. I mean, I've said pretty much all that there can be said to thank you guys.
It wouldn't be long before Corbis herself, but gets
yeah,
noticed
right.
issues within the commentary.
Well, it seems like Little Tay it would be a little bit more drastic than this girl. It's like when it comes to the monitoring of their content or policing of it in some capacity.
Community. It seems that once becoming a part of the lineup of people she looked up to for so long, she realized her heroes were not all they were cracked up to be. In September of 2016, Corbis uploaded a video to her channel titled The Cyber Circle Jerk, which was a 9-minute long half roast and half critique of the commentary community at large.
Imagine a house of mirrors full of kids who desperately want to fit in because they're extremely insecure and also have a lack of social skills. When you're on the outside looking in, you start to notice certain patterns that repeat themselves scarily often.
Corbis's criticisms really came down to their sense of humor, or lack thereof, evasion of criticism, and ignorance on certain issues. She claimed that their content was
That's very based.
repetitive and lazy.
Very based, attacking the commentary bro community. Yeah, you know, I know what you're saying. You got to respect the girl. Yeah, it's worth the grind. No, I'm not trying to shit on her and make it seem like she's a dumb fucking idiot. That's not the point I was trying to make. If that's what it came off as, I'm sorry about that. I was just simply saying that, like, you know, it's very possible that there's like a lot of outside influence because she's like a young girl. But I'm not saying that there is. You know, if she was a young boy, I wouldn't have as much of an issue because women are dumb. But like, since she's a girl, I obviously have this criticism. I'm just kidding. But like, you know what I'm saying.
Easy, and called out the fact that most of the people in the community were not really original at all, instead ripping their entire brand from some of the more popular figures.
It's like these kids have such a need for other people's approval that they'll tap into any type of internet subculture to appear cool to their friends.
It's also worth noting that this video—
Yeah, true. They'll just kind of like go along with what like a larger content creator has to say, and then they'll just like parrot that, and they'll allow it to like slowly invade their mind and like just kind of corrupt their channel in general. I feel like you got to be careful at shit because that'll really like hurt your channel if you just listen to like one bigger content creator. Try to go with their flow. It could really fuck you up.
Was released the same month of the Leafy is Here content cop, which likely contributed to her hatred of the commentary community. They were cool to hate at the time. During this video, Corbis seems to shame her own content as well, calling the videos she made when she was 11 years old terrible.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, so it sounds like she may have well, what they're saying is that she may have just made that because like Leafy, or excuse me, iDubbbz was shitting on Leafy. And she was like, yeah, you know what, this is cringe. That's what I was saying, bro. Some of these young people, their perspectives aren't like super their own, you know? It's one of those things where people do this in general. I'm not trying to shit on her, but like people do this in general, where they won't have a perspective until it's like a safe perspective to have. Like people won't say something about a thing until somebody else that's like larger says that thing, and they're like, you know what? That happens a lot in the commentary and just in the communities in general. That's how like the entire online like narrative runs. You know, it's like they just, it's really what like a lot of people will wait to see what the online perspective is and then run with that.
They were just angry because of how much traction I got for making those god-awful, retarded commentary
videos.
videos.
Two base.
11. If I make you angry because you think I don't deserve what I have because you've been working longer and harder and you've sucked more big YouTubers' dicks and still haven't popped off yet, that's too damn bad. I can't do shit and you can't do shit either. So keep whining to your friends on Discord about how I have a huge ego and never confront me about it.
And she didn't just call out smaller content creators. She also swung at some of the most respected names around. She roasted Pyrocynical, she criticized Leafy for his stale jokes and his fans eating up his videos despite them being virtually the same over the years. She claims that commentators are sensitive behind the scenes, holding a grudge against her for some jokes she made, but then refusing to confront her. And Corbis also touches on the anti-SJW issue specifically here, criticizing commentary channels for seemingly being pro-free speech, but then masking their true beliefs and irony as a method of avoiding criticism.
Most of these YouTubers are over 20 years old. Own up to what you say. It's like, I shouldn't be the one that has to say all this, but since many of you already think I have a huge ego and only care about roasting people, fuck it.
Her final critique was to say that commentators do not understand many of the issues they discuss, and instead rile up their fan bases whenever any small issue affects their channels, instead of taking the time to understand why things are the way they are. She calls them uninformed, specifically using the term ignorant alarmists. The drama didn't end with the release of this video though. Instead, a part 2 was warranted because of the various Twitter and video responses to the first Cyber Circle Jerk. With the release of this video, multiple names decided to post responses, as Corbis had specifically separated herself from a decent portion of the community who were offended by her criticisms. After unfollowing the fuckers on Twitter, he claimed that Corbis had been mean to his friends, which resulted in her roasting him in the follow-up video, calling his actions petty and childish.
How old was that guy? Not to be an asshole. Wait.
Mean to his friends, which resulted in her roasting him in the follow-up video, calling his—
How old is this kid at the time? Because could you imagine beefing with a fucking 11-year-old girl on the internet? Like, what are you doing? You can't do that. You look like a fucking idiot. This girl was mean to my friends. What the hell are you doing, bro? You can't be doing that, brother. That's fucking pathetic shit.
His actions petty and childish.
Apparently, you can't handle jokes, even though you make content for a community that's supposed to be relentless and brutally honest.
Corbis also called out familiar names like Chubbs, Eki, Sinnoh, and others who made bad content or made snide comments about her during the drama. Interestingly, one person who endorsed these videos fully was Keemstar, who at the time was on a tear of going after commentators himself. He would write on Twitter, "LtCorbis is too damn smart. Her new vid is fire." Corbis ends her own video by saying that she no longer considers herself a part of the commentary community, at least not in the way that made her career in the first place. She now looks down on these somewhat lazy gameplay videos and wanted to put more effort into her content rather than being remembered as just one of the pack. As the community moved on from the drama and continued making videos in their usual style, she began to change things up during 2017 and 2018. She was just growing up, and as a result, it was clear that her interests in the topics she was discussing were starting to wane. As 2019 rolled around, she began to break this mold even more, as she moved to talking less about YouTube drama and more to cultural and political topics. It's worth noting that there was a little bit of foreshadowing of this in the original Cyber Circle Jerk video.
I didn't have to do a video like, "Oy vey, the goyim is taking me shekels away. Where's my kippa?"
And if you know anything about her story since she stopped making commentary videos in the style of Leafy, you know exactly the turn we're about to take.
I don't know the turn we're gonna take.
I know that no matter what I say, I'll upset some people here. But
you went into the political realm. Well, you know what? I can respect the fact that like she wasn't happy doing like commentary videos, so she decided to reorient her shit. I can respect that. Political is crazy though. This is gonna be very based. I could tell. It's very based.
Just know I'm going to remain as unbiased as possible regarding politics. If you're looking for someone to validate your political opinion, whatever it may be, just click off now because I'm not going to do any of that in this video. Anyhow, looking at YouTube today, it may be hard to believe that more centrist or right-wing content dominated political talk. Today, the most popular and revered political YouTubers are left-wing or even avowed social.
I don't know. I don't think Vaush is too revered anymore, brother. I think Vaush kind of got snacked on. I think people kind of think he's a little bit of a lol cow meme at this point.
Channels like ContraPoints have risen to massive popularity and praise from almost every corner of the web and the mainstream, being at the top of what many call BreadTube, a side of YouTube dedicated to pushing back against right-wing content online. The more right-leaning content that they replaced was extremely pervasive just a few years ago. On one hand, Gamergate gave way to channels like Shoeonhead, who pushed back against political correctness and talked about what they saw as the many flaws of modern feminism.
So we all know BuzzFeed is the internet equivalent of ass cancer. We know this, and I'm pretty sure the website is a government experiment created to test my patience.
Channels like Shoeonhead were not explicitly right-wing in their views, though it could be argued that their existence helped give credibility to those who were explicitly conservative or even on the far right of the political compass. It seems crazy to think about now, but at the same time, people like James Allsup had channels on YouTube with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. YouTube has since banned all of these channels, of course, with the most curious turn in our story being that LtCorbis was one of them. As a first step to her change from commentary videos to more social commentary, she changed her name from LtCorbis to Soph, simply a shortened version of her real name. This name change would be symbolic.
What was her real name? Sofa? The fuck?
Of her change in content as the subject matter quickly became much more mature as well.
Having all that in mind, let's all strap in and slowly but steadily subvert all the values that made our societies prosperous in the first place. And remember, if you think any of this is immoral and you want no part of it, the people who are voting against your interests will prevail.
Prior, Sophie discussed politics but only in a comedic context. Now, she would make videos which, while filled with jokes, were ultimately dedicated to making a serious point about the world around her. Instead of taking inspiration for her content from commentary channels, she took visual influences of more underground creators like Sam Hyde and combined them with more overtly political subject matter.
Sam Hyde's an interesting guy. I don't hate the guy. I'm just saying I think maybe you shouldn't get your political videos from somebody like Sam Hyde or Steven Crowder or Vaush, to be honest with you. I mean, it's probably, but
But her video titles include Child Marriage is Legal, Multiracial Supremacy, and Women Are Cool and Should Vote.
And I know you might tell yourself that you're just being nice to her by donating to her Patreon, but let me tell you something. It isn't altruism if your dick's hard. If you're splurging cash on League of Legends skins for a girl, you're not being cool and generous. You're in a Findom arrangement and you haven't noticed it.
I mentioned earlier that many theorized her older videos were actually written by her brother. Well, as these more political videos were released, many theorized that she was not acting alone.
It's most likely true that somebody else was being very influential. I mean, like, once you get to political topics, probably somebody else writing it more. This would be where the conspiracy theory would kind of operate more for me, at least. You know, because now you're getting into a political area.
VapoRub He's a video editor who previously worked for Anthony Fantano. He was close to Soph in age and held views that would be seen as very extreme. This would include praising Brenton Tarrant, the perpetrator in a mass shooting in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Jesus Christ, what the
Tarrant
fuck?
live-streamed himself killing 50 in and around various mosques. Sometime back in 2016, VapoRub or Victor would befriend Soph online.
I remember that instance. I just didn't know that was the person who did it.
it's one of those things where like I feel like we almost shouldn't talk about who the person. I mean, like it's for context, of course, it makes sense for Turkey Thomas to introduce the person, but just like fundamentally, like that's what these psychopaths are looking for. Like when the news is like, oh, such and such decided to shoot up this that. It's like those motherfucking psychopaths are looking for that. They're not looking for a way out. They're not looking to get out of the situation after shooting up a school. They want you to be immortalized in some capacity, and then it becomes like a game of who can get the higher score every single time there's another fucking mass shooting because of these scumbag pieces of shit. So it's like one of those things where like I understand reporting on their name fundamentally, but like then it's like, damn, they're kind of winning when we say their name, you know?
And the two would begin working on videos together.
VaporRub is a 14-year-old Brazilian kid that's being responsible for most of the cryptic words and references that everyone's been pissing their pants about.
But of course, with the actual content from Soph's videos leaning more far right, and her collaborator going so far as to praise a mass shooter, it wouldn't be long before their old associates started to publicly disavow them. On March 27th of 2019, user Sampladelic would make a post to the Needle Drop subreddit asking if Anthony was currently working with VaporRub Boy, given how unhinged some of his comments were since then. Anthony promptly responded, explaining that he would be cutting ties. Wow, thank you for pointing all of this out. Admittedly, I haven't paid much attention to whatever Corbis has been doing as of late, since I pretty much lost touch with the YouTube commentary community a while back. In light of all this, I've taken down my podcast featuring her because I don't really want to platform that fucker.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, Anti-Vent is the guy who listens to music on Twitch and then rates it and had like a drama with like Drake lately, yeah? Right?
Or anybody who dabbles in it. As far as Nessie Kurt goes, being VaporRub Boy, he hasn't edited a video for me in months, and in light of his views on Christchurch, I'm glad that's the case. I was mistaken in assuming his gung-ho attitude towards content we collabed on pushing veganism and shitting on crap like that white boy video, in addition to private exchanges clowning alt-righters. I presumed his views were aligned more closely with mine, and didn't branch into this Islamophobic silliness. Lastly, I'd like to thank you guys for pointing this out. While some of the memes y'all push about the red flannel effect and great reviews content we collabed on pushing veganism and shitting on crap like that white, I was Mr. Boy. He hasn't edited a video for me in months, and in light of his views on Christchurch, I'm glad that's the case. I was mistaken in assuming his gung-ho attitude towards content we collabed on pushing veganism and shitting on crap like that white boy video, in addition to
I was trying to see it. It seemed like Anthony Fantino used to be a little bit more conservative, I guess.
Exchanges clowning alt-righters. I presumed his views were aligned more closely with mine, and didn't branch into this Islamophobic silliness. Lastly, I'd like to thank you guys for pointing this out. While some of the memes y'all push about the red flannel effect and great review, but can get pretty annoying, this post and some of the engagement around it has shown me that you're serious about keeping fascist and xenophobic attitudes out of the community. They have no place here and don't serve the greater good. Soph was now officially too controversial for Anthony Fantano, and it could be assumed the rest of the community would have had the same take as he did if they were paying attention. Soon, they would, and any remaining ties to her past would be severed permanently. Soph's content took to being explicitly far-right and promoting ideas about white demographic replacement in the United States. Ideas Soph shared tended to overlap with multiple far-right-wing circles, including even the alt-right. And due to her change in content from commentary to political commentary, she was able to spread these controversial right-wing messages to an audience that still wanted to hear what she had to say.
And we're just watching a fucking little girl going down the alt-right pipeline, guys. Jesus Christ.
Regardless of the issue. This, without a doubt, made her one of the more important...
The commentary bro community to the fucking alt-right, dude. Direct fucking pipeline, baby.
far-right channels on YouTube at the time. Remember, she had a loyal audience of hundreds of thousands, who only started watching her because of her non-political content. Now, they were listening to her share beliefs you'd have to go to 4chan or certain Twitter spheres to hear. In the words of those who may support her, she was red-pilling normies.
Red pill!
And, as you can imagine, with her promoting these inherently controversial political beliefs, it wouldn't be long before people who disagreed with her began to call her out.
Look, she has a golf t-shirt on, bro, and that's how you know she's
promoting these
alt-right.
inherently controversial political...
All right, that's how you know she's alt-right, because she's playing golf with her fucking racist grandfather. It's true. Only people who play golf are racist, except Tyler Woods, obviously, because he's black. You know, he can't be racist. You know.
Beliefs. It wouldn't be long before people who disagreed with her began to call her out. On April 2nd of 2019, Nafuckers tweeted out a leaked screenshot from LtCorbis' Discord. Remember Lieutenant...
Wow, that's a lot of bad things. I'm not going to show you what it's... Jesus Christ. Those are insane. One of them is that they don't particularly care for Muslims. It's a little too based for me, guys.
Corbis, the edgy 12-year-old commentator from back in the day, this is her now. Yikes. The attached screenshot was a series of images where Soph was saying things I cannot say here, but in a nutshell, they were some very, very controversial takes on Muslims. This tweet began a long saga of LtCorbis, now renamed Soph, being attacked, along with many criticizing her associating with far-right ideology, and as a result, getting involved in various political discussions and debates. Some alleged that she had been groomed by her parents or VaporRub Boy into holding these views, while others...
What the fuck? Holy fuck, groomed? We love using that word, don't we, huh? Bro, all it is like it's possible that her family was more conservative and they would put those values onto her naturally, which is how the shit works. You know? Which is like how things work. You know, you kind of get conditioned by your parents to believe certain things, right? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that fundamentally. If you're far right, there's something wrong with that. But like being a little more conservative. There's not a fucking, like, we're not gonna shit our fucking pants over that shit. But fucking groom. Everything's grooming now, bro. Everything's, oh, we groom this. Shut the fuck up.
Others claimed that she was a perfect case of how children can be radicalized into fringe ideologies through the internet. A few days after this tweet went up on April 6th, she would go on Ethan Ralph's kill stream. At the time, Ralph was running one of the most popular shows in internet blood sports, where he would discuss the political drama of the day and host debates between popular figures. During this particular episode of the kill stream, that is—
What happened? That guy's like a joke now, it seems like. That's my understanding. I don't know the guy, but it seems like he's kind of a fucking meme now. Yeah.
It's been viewed over 500,000 times. Soph would join to have a discussion with liberal content creator Destiny. They would also later be joined by far-right activist Nicholas J. Fuentes. Given that the reason this stream was happening in the first place was the leaked logs, Destiny would press her about their meaning, and he pressed pretty hard, at which time it appeared she was somewhat out of her depth.
Oh yeah, so why man, so we got a lot of hatred here for Muslims.
Go ahead, Sophie, you can respond.
Well, am I supposed to like defend my? Well, okay. I have a question for you then. Do you think that was an idea I was expressing, or is that something I endorse completely and seriously mean?
Why can't it be both?
What do you mean?
Why can't it both be an idea that you're expressing and an idea that you sincerely endorse?
So you do think that I sincerely endorse that?
I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, reading this, it sounds exactly like what was in the manifesto of the New Zealand shooter, and you seem to genuinely believe it.
I'm actually trying to... Okay, well...
Wait, am I actually trying to what? I read the manifesto. I mean, we can talk about the similarities if you want. Okay.
But you're trying to... okay, it just seems like you're trying to associate me with Brendan Tarrant and call me a shooter, but I guess I can't assume that.
This part of the stream continued for some time.
Man. Those aren't even like hard questions. It just seems like he's asking, it's like, hey, you seem to say some racist shit about Muslims, or would that be xenophobic? I think it's racist, right? And then she's like, oh, so you're trying to say that I'm racist? It's like, yeah, man, this is... Yeah. It's not even a tough question. She's just struggling to meet the question, you know what I mean? Okay.
Time, with Destiny attempting to press Soph on her political ideology and why she said what she said, while she claimed that she was merely exaggerating her actual opinion, calling it a hyperbolic expression of rage. They went in circles for a bit until Nick joined the stream, at which point Soph took a back...
Hyperbolic? Okay, so she's saying that she has these issues, but she's being intentionally hyperbolic to be comedic in some capacity? So were we falling back onto like the jokes... It's just a joke, bro, kind of a thing? Because, I mean, a lot of people use jokes to display, like, a real point, so...
Backseat, while Nick bragged about winning a Twitter poll and called Destiny a pedophile.
She's at 69. You're on the air on the Robert Torch.
So you have
anything you want to interject into this debate?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's
wait, hold on. I can't. I don't want to do this.
What's going on, Tiny?
All right, I don't want to get into, like, another, like, 20-hour fucking conversation. Hit me up with a question. What do you got?
Debating 14-year-olds?
Yeah, I mean, if I don't, then I'm accused of running away from 14. Do I want to be accused of running away from 14-year-olds or debating them? What's the worst one?
No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. You're always right, dude. You're always right.
Thanks. I try to be. It's what I build my brand on. I'm pretty not obfuscating. I mean, but okay, what do you got?
Logic is what you are governed by. For example, do you disavow child pornography? Well, I'd have to see the data.
Ultimately, this conversation did not get much of anywhere. As with most political discussions, Soph's audience agreed with her, and Destiny's audience agreed with him. But that doesn't mean it's the end of the controversy altogether. 2 days later, No Fuckers would drop a video called the LtCorbis Racist Meltdown. In the video, he talks about how he thinks Soph was radicalized into becoming a fascist. He also talks about the alt-right pipeline theory. The idea here is that people start by just laughing at edgy jokes or checking out some standard conservative content on YouTube, and over time, YouTube algorithms suggest them more and more extreme content, and thus the internet is radicalizing people into fascism. The end result of taking action against a supposed alt-right pipeline would basically be the censorship of the right wing online in order to prevent radicalization.
So first of all, I went on a channel which has very edgy video titles such as multiracial white supremacy, suicide bomb, and honestly guys, I couldn't be fucked to watch any of the videos because all of the videos sound like she just went to the English dictionary, poked out the most difficult words from it, put it in a salad while trying to convey some trash social message that is epic and red pilled. I don't want to listen to that shit, guys. I don't.
The Fuckers questions what other factors could have allowed Soph to become explicitly far-right. He calls her a racist and a fascist, and theorizes that this Vapor Rub Boy individual probably had a hand in moving her farther and farther right. He would also attack those who sided with Soph, such as e-girl provocateur Brittany Venti. He ends the video by shouting out breadtubers like HBomberGuy and ContraPoints, showing what his perspective was at the time.
And all they wanna do is poke fun at the fact that I said the word yikes. Dude, facts don't care about your feelings. Laptop just got destroyed epic style. I cannot handle these truth bombs, dude.
This video was not viral by any means, LtCorbis, only receiving a few 100,000 views in its first week of posting. However, it did start a discussion around Corbis' views and got the attention of other political YouTubers who may be interested in the subject material. As it was released, Corbis went live herself to respond to the video and deny the more severe claims about her, like that she was pushing for genocide. Vapor Up Boy can be heard in the call talking about these issues as well. As a response,
it's unfortunate because like this is a young girl, and so like a lot of it to her might just be memes, but like damn. That's what happens when you become too based. You think that the memes aren't that big of a deal. I think that's a big problem with someone like this kind of like, I guess you'd say alt-right shit, is that it starts out for a lot of people as like, they're just really edgy jokes. And as a kid, like I said, like I wasn't super compassionate when I was a kid either. I wasn't super empathetic. So they're like, oh, they're just kind of jokes at first. And then you don't really realize like the profoundly negative impact that these jokes can have. I'm not saying people shouldn't be able to joke. I'm saying that there has to be like a limit for some of these jokes. If you're making jokes about how like we should get rid of Muslims, like maybe that joke's really toxic.
Then went live himself to respond in front of his audience. Here, he further repeats his prior points about her cultivating an extreme audience on purpose, and points out that her live chat is filled with in-jokes from the 4chan board poll.
It's one of those things too, it's like, I feel like, and this happened to me on TikTok a little bit, it's sometimes you don't realize that you're developing like a biased audience. Like, it's so hard to say. There's times where like you'll make content that's genuine and you might have like a genuine perspective that isn't radical in any capacity, and people that are more radical can like latch on to your perspective, and like you won't even realize it until you end up with like an audience that's either like super liberal or super conservative. Because some things can come off as some kind of potential like dog whistle, you know? Like, let's say for instance you have a political take that's like, yeah, you know, I would like to moderate immigration because I don't want like too many people coming in too quickly. That's a fair take. Yeah. Like I want to moderate, like this way we should have immigration, but like we should moderate it this way. We don't go too crazy. You know, we can have like a level of control. Because even Bernie Sanders has said like, you know, we need to have strong immigration policies if we want to, you know, if we want to have like a functioning country. Some people though that are more conservative leaning or literal racists, not just conservatives, might look at that and go like, oh, see, that person is promoting the idea that like we might displace white people, so we need to slow down and not really let other immigrants in. And like that's where that you could potentially not even realize that you're kind of like shuffling down the bad path, the trodden path. Is that the right word? You know? And then before you know, you're like, holy fuck, what did I do? So a level of that can be present in there.
Or politically incorrect. Curiously enough, 2Mad left a comment on the stream re-upload saying, the child has been absent for many years. She's been replaced with hours of edgy political footage and embodies it. At just 14 minutes into the stream, the fuckers would actually join the call with Soph and Victor to debate the issues at hand. However, much like the talk with Destiny, it would not go much of anywhere, with both sides expressing their opinion and failing to move in either direction.
No, but we can call out people on shit that's sus, bruh. Saying that Christchurch shoots is a Godspeed.
Mother, listen to me.
Your mom speaks in Ebonics?
Yeah, my mother's a black 15-year-old, and she had...
Fair enough.
Soph certainly didn't help these perceptions of her when, in May, she decided to have a live stream with Nick Fuentes where they played Minecraft and talked about politics. In this stream, they would do controversial things within the game, most notably building an LGBT version of the Israeli flag. Soph would then become the center of a media firestorm and a topic of the ongoing culture war regarding things like political correctness and freedom of speech. And, as with others who were associated with the far right in any shape or form, it wouldn't be long.
I think that Nick Fuentes is just waiting for her to like come of age or something. I'm just saying, because like right, like he's been attracted to multiple non-white people, and then he always has to like can't really go out with them because they're not white. You think he's just waiting for his based queen to become like reach legal age, or is that joke a little too over the line here? That joke a little too over the line there. I don't know.
Before she got the attention of the mainstream
media.
Is. Joseph Bernstein is likely a familiar name by now. He spent time over his career targeting those who are associated with the far right, like Sam Hyde, or those who he believes are pushing people to that corner of the internet, like PewDiePie. On May 13th, 2019, he penned the article, YouTube's newest far-right, foul-mouthed, red-pilling star is a 14-year-old girl. He goes on to describe her views outlined in her videos, making the case that, much like how she was radicalized at a young age, he believes she was attempting to radicalize her audience. Soph's scripts, which she says she writes with a collaborator, are familiar. A mix of hatred towards Muslims, anti-black racism, Byzantine fear-mongering about pedophilia, tissue-thin incel evolutionary psychology, and reflexive misanthropy that could be copied and pasted from 1,000 different 4chan posts. Of course, it's all presented in the terminally ironic style popularized by boundary-pushing comedy groups like the influential $1 Million Extreme, and adopted of late by white supremacist mass shooters in Christchurch and San Diego. Bernstein goes on to make the point that YouTube themselves should be held responsible for her popularity, and heavily implies that they should do something about it. But Soph's popularity raises another, perhaps more difficult question, about whether YouTube has an obligation to protect such users from themselves, and one another.
Yeah, I mean, well, it sounds like somebody basically was like, hey, you should probably ban this girl, and they were like, yeah, probably. yeah, man, you know, I believe in freedom of speech, but there are gonna be extreme aspects of it. You know what I mean? Freedom of speech, not consequences. If you're going on talking about like fucking how horrible Muslim people are and shit, like that's definitely far over the line that like I would feel comfortable with. And it would be, I mean, if I ran YouTube, I'd be like, yeah, we probably should get rid of this shit. Like that's way too fucking over the line, dude.
Soph had been posting content for some time in this vein. You could argue she had been building it up for years. So why did the article only come out now? Was it because of her drama with death?
Probably because people just started noticing it now, you know?
Destiny and the fuckers? No. Instead, it was actually the release of a particular video on her channel, titled Be Not Afraid. Be Not Afraid was a video that was very critical of the religion of Islam. It used vulgar and offensive humor to make this point, with many considering it to be Islamophobic, as well as anti-Semitic, with her comments about George Soros and homosexuality.
Since then, I've become a devout follower of the Prophet Muhammad. Suffice to say, I've been having a fuck ton of fun. Of course, I get raped by my 40-year-old husband every so often, and I have to worship a black cube to indirectly please an ancient Canaanite god. But at least I get to go to San Fran and stone the shit out of some gays, and the cops can't do anything about it because California's a crypto caliphate.
With all eyes now on her, some of the right came to her defense.
There's probably a nuanced way to have a conversation about how some like cultures of like Islamic cultures are very regressive. There is a way to talk about that. Because if you look at like Middle Eastern countries, like they're not exactly the most free when it comes to anybody's rights except for men's rights. Right? Not trying to be a dickhead. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, we went the wrong way. But this certainly isn't the way to do it.
Namely Paul Joseph Watson, Mark Dice, and Nick Fuentes himself, who all came to her aid. Meanwhile, other mainstream outlets like the Washington Examiner backed Bernstein. While they say she should not be outright banned, they do state that allowing her platform to grow is dangerous, and seem to hint that someone should do something about the growing genre of far-right creators. Bernstein's not wrong that social media platforms have an ethical obligation to monitor speech that flirts with illegality.
I just wouldn't associate like that, I would say bad culture with like the religion itself, because like our religion, like the Christian religion, historically hasn't exactly been the most, you know, free religion. It's been also very oppressive. I think it's more of a culture that like unintentionally was created. That doesn't necessarily have anything to do with religion. Like I don't think it's a religion thing. I think it's a cultural thing. Because again, if Christianity ran America, we would have a very regressive country. I'll tell you that much.
In sexual threats and musings against minors. But he misses the greater problem here. It's up to people as a whole to stop platforming and elevating children who don't even look like they've hit puberty as political forces. Lost in the debate about social media is the individual responsibility to consume and promote content ethically. Adults ought to know better than catapult clearly troubled children to alt-right superstardom. Free speech is the cornerstone of Western society. YouTube ought not ban Soph, but we can still understand that elevating her public profile is irresponsible at best and dangerous at worst.
You're a walking, talking, pole-browsing, gap-toothed reminder that America is the last beacon of true free speech, and therefore hope in this joke of a planet.
The Bernstein article had some major influence, both positive and negative for Soph. On one hand, it was the most relevant she had been since 2016. It seems like every prominent right-winger was talking about her at the time, exclaiming that she was yet another victim of cancel culture. Her channel grew faster than it had in years, pushing her from 800,000 subscribers to just shy of 1 million. She was only 5,000 away at her peak. Soph would jokingly tweet out a thank you to Mr. Bernstein, celebrating her recent success. But there were, of course, negatives to this article. For one, the Be Not Afraid video will be taken down by YouTube within a day after the article was published. Now, YouTube was clearly paying attention to her content, and they were not down with the messaging at all. It also got some of the people that helped build her up to seemingly show regret. The article highlights the fact that Keemstar promoted her. He would later make a tweet proclaiming that she was radicalized by memes. And it wasn't just the internet that was aware of her shift in focus. Once again, her content began to bleed into her personal life. In 2016, students were discussing her Twitter squabble with Keemstar and asking her for autographs. In 2019, when social justice was a hot topic, especially amongst the youth, it's safe to say her peers were hardly fans of the direction she had gone. A few days after the BuzzFeed article, media outlets local to her would cover the story, and it wasn't just because of the mainstream.
Well, I don't know how much impact Keemstar had after she went to her political sphere. It sounds like most of it came before she even got into politics. I mean, I don't think that he quite understands, like, I guess how radicalized she got, but it doesn't seem like he supported her actively when she was, like, becoming very, very, very red pill, but I guess I could be wrong.
Attention. It was instead due to the fact that students at her school led a walkout protesting her views, and also because she would become the subject of at least 2 police investigations. One of these was due to her jokingly threatening the life of YouTube CEO Susan W. in an older video she made. It was at this point that YouTube would also start to censor her more. They would even temporarily remove her ability to upload content to the site, but they had not outright banned her, leaving her at a crossroads.
Well, that's...
I wonder what the parents think about this, like what her parents think. Like, what was there? Like, do they even really understand what's happening? Like, I don't know, because now that she's gotten mainstream attention, like, were they actually like very conservative to a point where they're like, yeah, this is perfectly reasonable to be expressing on the internet? Because if it was my 11-year-old talking about like this way about fucking like Muslims and shit, I would have been like, nah, you're done. So I wonder what the parents actually thought.
That's why we decided to half demonetize all your videos and give you pretty much no money.
She could either tone things down in an effort to save her channel, or keep pushing the boundaries and risk what she had built for the last few years of her life. The last video posted to the Soph channel was titled Pride and Prejudice, and was released on July 31st of 2019. The video itself was very critical of the LGBT community, and was essentially a mockery of the movement as a whole, making the assertion that the community was being subverted by child predators. The next day, YouTube terminated her channel completely. According to the
So I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that it had something to do with talking about how maps are trying to be part of the community, and then like basically almost criticizing LGBTQ people for maps belonging in the community, which is minor attractive people. My understanding though is that like 4chan memes were like, yeah, let's try to hijack the LGBTQ community and make it seem like they're pushing like a pro-pedophile agenda. So like even that would be like basically being manipulated by the fucking meme in there.
YouTube terminated the channel because Soph accumulated 3 community guideline strikes in 90 days and violated the company's policies on hate speech. YouTube updated its policies on hateful content earlier this year in an effort to prevent harmful videos from spreading. Soph previously caught the attention of YouTube's executive team after a lengthy BuzzFeed report detailed a number of disturbing videos, one of which included a direct threat against YouTube CEO. After 4 years, LtCorbis was permanently banned from YouTube. You could mark 2019 and 2020 as the beginning of the end for a lot of controversial right-wing content creators. Soph wouldn't be the only one banned. She's one of many, including the aforementioned James Alsop and Nick Fuentes. Even non-political content creators like Mr. Medicare ran into a
I could certainly understand, like, bro, Nick Fuentes is off the fucking deep ends, bro. He's like talking about how like black and Hispanic people are biologically inferior to like white people. So like, yeah, I could see why they might want to fucking ban that guy.
A lot of issues with YouTube, which ended in him removing his entire catalog for fear of channel termination. Following the ban, she decided to post some of her content to sites like BitChute, but exists most prominently on one exclusive platform. Censored.tv is a website owned by Vice co-founder Gavin McInnes. The site hosts paywalled content from mostly banned right-wing figures. While it's hard to say how successful she's been there, other content creators like Frank Hassel have garnered some serious financial success from posting on paywalled sites. So it's possible that she's making a significant income from her videos to this day. But of course,
she's still posting on that site? How long ago was this? Like,
a huge downside of getting deplatformed, and especially going the paywalled route, is losing your large reach of people and making money through ads. On BitChute, her videos have only gotten around 10,000 views a pop. When back on YouTube, she was getting millions. To put it bluntly,
it sounds like a lot of views on like a website that's heavily gated, so
grand scheme of things, she has become.
Wait, do you think that I said that Christianity wasn't a wait? Nah, he just said Christianity doesn't seem like a region, which is what are you talking about? Did you think that I said what did you think that I said about Christianity? I said that Christianity, the religion itself, is just as regressive as like any other religion, and that the reason why Western countries have, I would say, better values than other countries that aren't as accepting of gay people, trans people, people of color, women, isn't because of religion. It's because of just like better social change. What I'm trying to tell you is that like our religion isn't inherently better, or the Christian religion isn't inherently better than other religions. We just happen to, by luck, have a more accepting society. I don't know what you thought I said, but hopefully that clarifies what I meant to say based on what you think that I said.
Irrelevant. While censored creators like Nick Fuentes still find ways to make their presence known, Soph is seemingly just enjoying her smaller audience and the money she makes from it. Whether Soph deserves to be banned from YouTube comes down to your own perspective on freedom of speech. But what's undeniable is that with the path she was on, in the current landscape, her ban was going to happen one way or another. But YouTube did not ban all of her channels.
Okay, yeah,
on a channel created in 2016.
I'm happy I was able to clarify that. I might have just done a bad job communicating what I was trying to say before. So like feel free to ask me questions to declare to see what you think I might have said versus what I meant to say or what I actually said. Anytime, for anybody. I'd rather you guys be like, hey, I feel like you said something wrong, and this way I can correct it. This way I can correct it. That's pretty much it.
Titled Corbis, which it appears was used to host some of her old music, she has been semi-active once again. Her first video, posted on February 12th of 2022, was titled I'm Sorry. While some thought it was sincere at first, the video was merely a joke poking fun at her old feud with Jacob Sartorius.
But I'm not doing this out of self-interest or a reward. I just want to set the record straight and say that I'm sorry for ever discriminating against or fostering hate towards Jacob Sartorius.
So stupid.
As for what the future may hold for Soph, it's honestly hard to say. For her age, she was a talented video creator, and even to this day, it's clear she has a passion for the format. That being said, with the content she was posting and the messaging she promoted, there's no denying that in the current landscape, there's simply no way she could survive. The most recent video on Corbis' channel was titled, LGBTQ creators are doing sex ed, and it's a lot. So it appears she is not going to stop discussing political issues anytime soon. I've been Turkey Tom. Thanks for watching. But before I go, a message from today's sponsor, Filmora.
I use
if you want to become a
Filmora.
content creator or get a second income as a freelance video editor, then a great place to start is with Wondershare Filmora.
I actually use Wondershare Filmora. I have the paid version and all that stuff. Oh, I use that for video editing, so it's actually decent. I don't do anything extreme. I don't really know what's better about other editing services, but it's worked very well for me. So I guess that's like an indirect, you know, it's a solid platform to use.
It's a very easy-to-use video editing software, being perfect for beginning to intermediate video editors. It's intuitive, with expanding effects and resources. It has plenty of pre-made motion graphics and features, and also allows for more advanced stuff, like motion tracking, masking, and speed ramping. I downloaded it, and within minutes, I was getting familiar with the software. It's really easy to learn. In the latest version, Filmora 11, you can even drag and drop free-to-use stock media, so you can create faster and better. Click the link in the description to download and try Filmora for...
It sounds like that Turkey Tom doesn't use Filmora, and he just downloaded it and was like, "Oh, this isn't too bad." So I guess that it's probably for more amateur-esque people. But hey, I like it. I'm a very simple young man, so you know I like that kind of simple shit. Yeah, that was solid. It was a good video though, obviously. Usually is. All right. All right, what are we talking about here? Christianity literally has all racists worshiping it. It's not out of line. What do you mean by that? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, brother. Do you think that she will most likely realize how wrong she was? Probably not. If she ever does, it'll take a long time. Let me like that. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun, as always. It's been cool. I'm gonna bang out, but before I do, I want to play this one thing. I should start doing this as a habit before I go, okay? Because this is my outro, and since I'm live streaming, I can't really throw it in at the end of a video. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna bang out, guys. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna put it in the right spot, and we're gonna bang out, fellas. I love you all. Take care. And a special shout out to all my everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to all my Patreon patrons, my YouTube members, and my Twitch subs. If you'd like to learn how you can contribute even more than you already are by simply watching the video, you can check the links down below, which will unlock a special feature depending on the platform that you subscribe to, such as Patreon here, that will get your name right here on this wall. Thank you so much, guys, again for watching, and have a good one. How you like that? I feel like I probably should play that because I have patrons who, you know, give me money to put that up, and I'm putting them on the alt channel, but, you know. Anyway, guys, I love you. Take care. Have a good one. GG.